my God, Charlie. We found them.
You gotta be fucking kidding. What the hell is this shit?
This thing alive? Do I need to feed it?
The worm must be taken to the sacred place. Only then will you have the means to repel the unearthly horde. 4 must be collected. The Keepers will try to thwart us at every turn.
Like I should listen to you?
The Keepers seek to exploit the weakness between the dimensions, to allow their masters passage to this world. You must repel their onslaught at all costs! The Keepers are here. They have begun their dark work. The Keepers corrupt and distort reality, providing a means for their masters to overwhelm this world. They are coming. They have already corrupted this world with their twisted malfeasance. You are chosen. You are marked. You are cursed.
Am I really hearing this, Joker? You wanna know what I think? I think we're being punished. I think all this is happening because we're bad people. The way I see it, we each ended up on this shadow guy's naughty list. And I don't think there's a way to change that. Nah, I don't think we could ever make amends. I think we're better off just embracing our darker sides. Son of a bitch, sucker punched me! If you don't get on your feet, I'm gonna knock you out cold. Ding, ding! Hit him again! Okay, gloves off. Lights out. Oh! I think I hear the final bell. She ain't even here. She's dead. I only got a few shots left. That's more like it. I've seen these before. In movie serials and comic books. It may not look like much, but packs a hell of a punch. Well, this'll do more damage than a right uppercut, that's for sure. If this doesn't do some serious damage, I don't know what will. Some fucked up shit. Result ain't gonna be any different this time. You're gonna lose again. Get up! I'm not finished beating you yet. That's a killer blow. Calm down, lady. If If I wanted to cause trouble, I could.
You're outclassed. Every last one of you is torn up. Don't matter how good your footwork is. You can't avoid an attack like that.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings. She ain't even here. She's dead.
Field report. Dimensional insertion point was off. We were too late. Richtofen interrupted established continuity. What happens next is uncertain. As expected, my memory's slipping. Unable to determine current jump count to this location. 2 at least, maybe more. Allied operatives MIA. I have no choice but to continue the mission alone. Any minute now, I'm gonna lay my hands on one of the most badass firearms known to man. Oh yeah! This is the stuff! Night night zombies. Time to die. I'm gonna grave them all. Machine gun. Yeah, man. Still chunks falling. Machine gun. Yeah, man.
Boom. Make it good. Make it good. Get the fuck out of my face.
Ring, ring, ring. Buenos dias. Hello, priest. And welcome back to Krown's Magical Meditation Cave.
Well. Good morning to everyone out there. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a lovely Tuesday. It's a very nice Tuesday over here from Helsinki, Finland, because it's nice and dark as fuck, baby, to represent the day ahead, perhaps, as well. Anyways, with that said, hey, let's get one thing out of the way right here. For all of the bulas out there, yes, I do think that Bitcoin does make new all-time highs before end of year. Probably even tops out somewhere around 110 to 130,000 bucks. There you go. You happy now? All right, let's talk about some actual fucking analysis over here, because there's a very important next 48 hours ahead of us, and plenty to discuss with that in mind. So I do want to wish you a nice and happy, healthy start to this nice little Tuesday over here. And holy shit, man, I do want to say a massive thank you as well for all of the likes. We're actually at 200 now. Okay, so this is getting crazy. The likes are going parabolic, which is ridiculous, because just last week, we started to clear over about 100 before the videos actually began. Now we're actually at like 200, which is even more insane. Don't know why the fuck that's happening. Content hasn't really changed, but you know what? I do say, I would like to say a sincere thank you for that, because it actually does rather help out the channel. And with that in mind, let's get into it right now. And I do see a full house here as well. Holy shit, man. People are here very, very early. Mr. Dub Dogstep, what's up, man? The most difficult name to say of all time. Goofy dude. Mr. Jack, good morning to both of yous. Jev, hello, sir. I see ya. And welcome, Mr. Rolf. Welcome, sir. Yosek, sorry, almost said it with the American J, but it's not. I know. Texas American, speaking of. What's up, man? Good morning to you. Holy shit, man. Derek Van E, hello, good man. Mr. Gio Hana, Justin Young, there he is. DJ, holy fuck, man. 2717. I wonder what that's in reference to. That's my real question. And I want to also welcome Mr. Gaylord to the cave, because Mr. Gaylord is not just here, he's also now a part of the cave. So that's awesome, man. Fuck yeah. We need some more Gaylords over here as well. I want all the fucking Gaylords on this channel, because we are gay as fuck for TA, and I'm about to fucking SMD all over this bitch. And by that, I mean show my divergences. What's up, Mr. Josh? Yes, indeed. We'll get to that soon enough as well. I already know that you're trading like a fucking monster right now. God damn, man. So congratulations, and we'll get to that soon enough. But I would like to get through Bitcoin over here, because there's plenty of things to be aware of. So make sure you turn off the alerts for right now. Now let's get right into it. Starting off with the CrownChain application, which we found at app.crownchain.net. There is a link in the description below as well. And a few things of great interest right here. So we do see that Fear and Green Index still kind of at the neutral zone after Bitcoin has put in a pretty massive move, even took out the $48,000 prior high. So that is good. That is an overall really good thing, as we do see that this market isn't getting overly exuberant as far as that metric goes. However, you know, I'm curious to ask to the community here, and actually I'll put out a poll later, although I don't know if it's going to be too helpful, but I'm curious, when you peruse around all of the different social media venues, of which Facebook was apparently dead last night, probably for good reasons. Probably for good reasons. Next should be Twitter as well, and that would probably help me out. But more importantly, what is your gauge of the sentiments right now? Are you seeing more bullish things? Are you seeing more bearish things? Are you seeing more neutral things? What is sort of the general sentiment out there? Because from what I see, it's typically most people are very bullish right now. And, you know, you would expect that after about a $10,000 dildo. And, well, what is the old saying? Don't go chasing waterfalls, right? Anyways, with that in mind, we do see several alts having a phenomenal day. Some very interesting alts right here. Shiba, which I was actually I was actually looking for that one to cough up its rally yesterday. Completely wrong on that one. That one goes up fucking 50% in my goddamn face. Good thing, thank the Lord I don't trade bullshit like this. But hey, there you go, man. Internet Computer, Dogecoin, Ren, Stacks, Decred, Filecoin, Clayton, Icon, all on the winners list. A lot of 2017 and meme coins within there, which is a little bit concerning, as we don't, as we actually have not seen the strong make new highs on this last little move here, meaning AVAX and the likes of that, the ones that were acting really strong throughout this whole consolidation, leading the market. And now they're kind of just going through a bit of a consolidation, not bearish, but, you know, consolidating, of course. Anyways, into the market data tab we go. There are a few things over here that I want to point out yet again. I really have a hot eye on both the global leverage ratio and the global open interest. Both of them are creeping up here. They're still not in the actionable areas, but this is why I would really be cautious here. And again, I've actually people do not like it when I say, it's not people, it's like persons, right? People within the community, some people within the community Perhaps, it's talking against their books, perhaps. But I would express caution whenever we get within this region, obviously. Now, there has been some questions as to why I don't call out this area over here. That's because, prior to 2021, I don't know how much we can really trust this data, but since then it's been very, very consistent, and we have solidified our data providers with that. And anytime that we get above this, 0.16 to especially 0.17 region for the global leverage ratio, there has been a lot of leverage washouts, and this rally does seem to be leverage led, which is a bit concerning to me as well. This is a game of liquidity, of course, and right now the liquidity is, well, people have already bought their longs, I suppose, and now they may be leveraging their longs on top of that because, 50K is right on the horizon for good reason, of course. But is this the right time? I'm not so certain of that. So I would keep a keen eye on this over here. And then, of course, a global open interest, which my face is actually unfortunately blocking right now. So I'll just get rid of my rat face. And there we go. And you can see that, it's still not in like any crazy levels, but it really wouldn't take too much. So the question to myself right now is, where does Bitcoin put in this next sort of washout move? Does it happen around this current area that we're at, right below $50,000? Or does it happen from, probably the deeper $50,000 territory? As if Bitcoin does not get stopped here, it's very, very likely to go to, probably back to $60,000 to be fair. I mean, there's really not much stopping it in this current range with that in mind. So we do have a bear on moon coming tomorrow, so do be aware of that if you believe in the old rocks there. And I'll put my face back on over here. And with that in mind, let's get into... Oh, actually, I do want to point this out as well. This would certainly be on the more bullish side over here as well, as we did point out for the past few days. Hash rate has recovered the same levels that we have seen going back to April, May. So you can essentially identify this as like the healthiness of the Bitcoin network, of the Bitcoin mining network. And of course, when China banned the Bitcoin miners, it took a few months, but I would consider this an example of anti-fragility. Yes, it did take a few months, but when you think about things in the context of like years, this is barely going to be a blimp on the fucking radar. And it seems like the rest of the world has essentially picked up the slack from China, meaning, of course, we have El Salvador now mining Bitcoin with volcanoes, which is kind of crazy. Looks like Texas and a few American states are being very, very welcoming toward Bitcoin miners as well, which is good. Long term, this is good. And again, I do want to be in record as saying, as I have been saying ever since we got the quarterly closure, Bitcoin very likely to make new ultimate highs before end of year. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more of those, what I consider ridiculous numbers, but for some people they're not ridiculous enough. Hey, fair enough, to each their own. But with that in mind, hash rate signaling really, really good stuff over here, which is good. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. Start off with the charts over here. Let's see what we got with Dixie, the old 4Xs right here. And what do we see? Let me take off the Gaussian channel. We'll get to that a little bit later and put back on my major movement averages, of which we do have your first pullback down to our $93.50 region that we outlined from yesterday. And I do believe that's going to probably be the totality of your pullback for that, and it's up, I wouldn't say up only, but up mostly on the monthly from here. And I wouldn't really be looking for any major pullbacks until this thing gets actually probably to the median band of the Gaussian channel, 95.5, which theoretically would put downside pressure on, on price action for assets, kind of. Again, this is really to be measured against a basket of fiat currencies, so it's not, super solidified with that, but dollar strengthening here. So the general sort of notion is that assets might be a little bit risk off, which we can certainly see in traditional markets right now. Here's something really, really interesting to me that's happened in the last 48 hours, I would say, that we have not seen before, and that would be mega, mega bullish for Bitcoin. Well, I guess in the current context of the world, I suppose. And that would be this. When we go over here to traditional markets, both China and America, of which we'll focus on America right now, markets are breaking down, as we've been speaking about. This one completely faded the bounce already on NASDAQ, and I would be looking generally lower. I stick with what I've been saying for the past few months here, that we are going to be looking at a 15 to 20% correction, very likely in October or November. Looks like we get in October right here, and that probably does bring this baby down all the way to $14,000 before this is all said and done. Yes, there will be bounces along the way, probably even, where we're at right now. But with that said, we see Bitcoin doing something completely different. We see Bitcoin doing something completely different for the first time in history that for a sustained amount of time. When I say sustained amount of time, I mean about 48 hours, which it is actually significant for Bitcoin, because we've actually never seen this before. And what do we see on Bitcoin over here? Obviously putting it in this beautiful rally, $10,000 off the current lows essentially. And that is strength, and that is suggesting maybe we actually do see that Bitcoin, I wouldn't necessarily call it a hedge, but I would call it an uncorrelated asset to traditional markets, which you could look at as a hedge as well, I suppose. Fair enough with that, right? Anyways, my point is that this would be rather interesting, especially in the current geopolitical climates when we have Evergrande situation, which is coming to fruition right now, actually. It's coming to fruition literally right fucking now, because now is when all the defaults technically start to get ticked off. So between Monday and Wednesday, Thursday, these are expected to take format, and we're already seeing it spilling over in traditional US markets. We've already certainly seen it in Chinese markets over here with the Hang Seng Index, as you can see. But Bitcoin not following with that, and actually showing some strength alongside that. So I look at that as really, really interesting. Of course, you might be, attributing that to the old news, the news that Brazil is going to introduce Bitcoin as potential legal tender. Shout out to Mr. Shubbo for awareing me of that yesterday. Although I had to do a bit of translation myself, but that's okay. All good, man. He's one of the good guys in the Discord. Actually, we got a lot of really, really good guys, but I really, really like him. And he's kind of keeps me on the ball sometimes, especially with this news. Anyways, yes, here's your Hang Seng Index over here. Again, world markets are kind of falling apart right now, and I do still stick with my downside targets here. There's going to be bounce along the way, but probably somewhere around $23,000. Now, we've been saying that ever since way the fuck back on over here in June, July, or actually more like July, not necessarily June, but July, way back on over here. This is a breakdown. This thing's coming much further south. So it's going to be very, very interesting over the next few days here. Of course, we don't necessarily look for these relationships to play out like immediately, for example, but on the total, when it comes to weekly trend especially, that's kind of what we're looking for. And for what it's worth, Bitcoin, as we said yesterday, on all higher term timeframes, is technically bullish. I do still suspect that there is some threat of a downside move here that can be obviously misinterpreted by the by people who are just, well, whatever, man. People are entitled to think whatever the fuck they want to think, right? I can't really focus too much on that. But as long as Bitcoin is, again, above 46,500, I don't look at any threat or I only look at a downside move as just a threat. It's a potential, but not actionable, as you've been saying. And hopefully that's like as clear as fucking possible. In fact, yesterday, I do believe I said at the beginning of the video, Bitcoin's technical target on the daily would be around actually above $50,000 right now. So with that in mind, keep an eye on that level right here. We do see a little bit of selling coming in the early morning hours, but it's a long day left to go. And well, I mean, Bitcoin closed on new highs in this rally. It's like not a bearish thing as well. So let's just see where we're at within the grand scheme of things as far as the Gaussian channel goes. We actually did close above the top side of it yesterday, and currently using it as support for today. Now it is not necessarily verified until we get an open and closure above it, but today we'll have a chance to do that actually if we do close basically anywhere here or higher by end of day. So the path forwards does look relatively good. If we go over here to our momentum oscillators, we can see on CME, all higher term timeframes remain with their upside posturing right here. Daily Stokes up as long as above 42,500. So, probably not going to be violated anytime soon. 12-hour was, I think, in the same region as well, although now it's actually much, much higher, 46,500. So I do like that pivot for getting, I don't know if bearish is the right term, for looking for a big downside move back down to, low $40,000. But again, as long as Bitcoin's above there, generally sideways and up is the name of the game here, and higher lows above 46,000 especially looks really, really good. So at some point Bitcoin will pull back, and it's going to scare the shit out of everyone. But first and foremost, kind of have to be looking at it from the context of a higher low structure. Also, you can notice that the median of the Gaussian channel right here is right around $46,000 as well. So I would kind of like that area. And if we do throw on a nice Fibonacci retracement, I've probably already done this. It looks like I already have done this. We can see the 0.5 retracement, which, would be strong, by the way, which would be very, very strong, is right around 46.5 as well. In that case. So with that in mind, if I were to extend it to the downside over here and use Wix, it'd be about $46,000. Anywhere around there is kind of where I'd be looking for on on what would be considered a healthy pullback. Unhealthy pullbacks come, at least in my opinion, below $46,000. There's been a lot of people asking questions about that, or not a lot of people, but a few people asking questions. Krown, why would it not be $45,000 instead of what you're saying about 46 to 46.5? You really don't want to see things come back down too hard here if Bitcoin is going to remain bullish, more or less. In my experience, when you get a low like this, if it's going to be a major low, if it's going to be a macro low, you don't really come back down to retest it and give people a second chance to really buy. So I do still think that there's a threat of that move, yes, but please understand the context of that. I imagine, or at least I assume, or at least it looks like the strong majority of people on this channel definitely get that. Some interesting fellows who Well, some interesting fellows do not. I guess I'll just leave it right there. Doesn't need to be said any more than that, man. Again, people are free to do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm just sharing my opinions on this market for better or worse. Anyways, with that said, because we are at a major area right here, and because, you know, the situation is a bit tense, we'll say, I actually would like to put on some more positions for my testnet account over here. Again, a testnet account, it is not real money. By the way, I've also given up about almost 1.5 to 2 Bitcoin profit from yesterday to today. That's going to be mostly marks, but those marks should be against me, actually. So what I'll be doing over here, you know, to protect against any sort of potential downside moves, I actually want to buy this week's. In this case, mostly because we do see that daily BBWP is starting to trend above the 50 percentile. So I do look at that as trend. You know, we are going to see an expansion of this current move, and the 5-day over here, which I put a shit ton of weight on, is way down at the lows to levels that we have not seen realistically since actually July of 2020, if you recall, way back on over here, setting up for this mega massive move. In that case, it was to the upside. So I don't really mind buying a little bit of vol over here. And I don't mind buying a little bit of downside protection because I'm still long about 20 deltas over there. So how do I want to do this? Oh, nice. We actually have some actual offers at 50. So I'm gonna actually take all those. I'll just be sniping all those. Thank you very much, sir. What do we have right there? 0.05. Thank you very much. And thank you. Go fuck yourself, sir. And let's go spread those out. Reduce our costs a little bit. Let's see, can we find anything? Ooh, here we go. 22nd of October. I like that. Do a little bit of a spready. Do I want that one? Do I not want that one? I would like that, but I would like more as well. Can we come up with something a little bit more? Please respond. Here we go. Maybe the 42. No, did we check out the 42 or the 40 even? Yeah, 40 even. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that right there. Let's hit that. Boom. And I want all there. All right, go fuck yourself as well. Okay, beautiful. All right, there we go. Nice little time spread for my putties. And again, you know, if we're looking at the 5-day over here for Bitcoin, really good stuff. I think it's actually a little bit closer to closing on CME, which I do put more weight on. Yep, going to be closing tomorrow night on, I believe, about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time in this case. Anywhere above 40, especially $49,000 is going to look like Bitcoin wants to go to about 58 after that. So, you know, the path, you know, still the path of least resistance right here is technically to the upside. If you look at it from a volume profile perspective right here as well, we are above the point of control, and it's pretty much all air until about 56, or sorry, more like 57 to 58,000 bucks right there. So that would be assuming that the 5-day does close above this region. That would look really good. And with that in mind, I also do want to point out this a little bit more on the other side, but I do think that it is relevant to be speaking about because, you know, within like the very higher term timeframes in this case, which I would consider this as right now, this does seem to have some good play with Bitcoin, historically speaking. And we'll actually speak about altcoins soon enough here. But what do we have? Well, still have declining tops coming in from here. This is, of course, towards a macro scale. And for what it's worth right now, I mean, that would be, you know, right around the top side of that. So Bitcoin around that 50,500-ish region, you know, still a little bit, you know, again, that combined with the leverage ratios and the open interest kind of rising up right now does have me a little bit concerned. But again, from a technical analysis perspective, all of this is good. Even a pullback down to 46 to 46,500 is actually is actually completely fine. Below there is where things do start to change for me, and where I would start to look for moves back down to our prior bases. There will be bounces along the way, obviously, but generally down to about 40,000 bucks. That's why I do think that it is, you know, relevant to be prudent. So you know, so please understand that exactly where those pivots are, because we have not hit the downside pivots from what we spoke about yesterday and the day prior, below 46 to 46.5, depending upon which time frame that you're using. And in this case, well, still, you know, more or less good. Anyways, throw these babies back on over here. And let's take this off over here because I actually don't want that on my chart right now. It's also represented a little bit better by this. And what else do we want to get onto while we are here? Yes, okay, let's actually go back and check out Bitcoin on the Bollinger Bands right here. And what do we see? See a few things, right? So technically speaking, the break of the 20 simple, sorry, no, this is not the daily. There we go. Haha, there we go. Technically speaking, this was around our target to upside continuation from yesterday. I still think that this could extend a little bit more to actually about just above 50,000 bucks. A few $100 above there is completely fine in this case. But keep in mind, when we do look at PMARP over here, we're getting a little bit, up there where you typically do look for some pullbacks. So again, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, I do think that it is relevant to be prudent within this region. A lot of things coming up in the next couple of days here. And if we do look at ADR as well, now that I realize it, we are within the exact region that you look for, typically speaking, in Bitcoin's history, to play out a little bit of, if you're bullish here, you call it a range. If you're bearish, you call it a little bit of a bull trap, huh? Anyways, anytime that we've kind of hit up to this 2-spot area right here on the ADR, that has been, the last washout high right here. Leverage ratios, again, big component of that. Over here, a little bit of a short-term correction. Again, did lead towards a little bit more continuation, but this was a relevant move and first did put in about a higher low, about 10% lower, to be fair. Again, that is why I do think that it's a little bit, reasonable to be looking at these things right here. This one got the high right here. This one got the high right here. These slew got the high over here, of course. And other than that, we actually don't have too much to be looking at right there. So ignore the red squiggle line right here. That was, I believe, from when we were talking on Jason Pizzino's channel from the other day. You can check out that interview, by the way. He's really solid. Slightly different style, but I really like him as a person, and I really like his style just in general because it's just very simple. And my own style too is actually quite simple. When it comes to what's it called? When it comes to like my actual trading, when I'm doing analysis on YouTube, this is, we're all over the place, obviously. But yes, that is why I do think that this is still, time to be a little bit, or at least in my opinion, a little bit more on the prudent side. So let's actually go through a few altcoin charts over here, similar to yesterday, and see, did they follow? What are we looking at across the board of this market? And let me just, I want to bring up my RSI over here. And let's see, because this was actually a pretty damn interesting thing to be going over. Let's go through the list right here. Cardano, a little bit on the weaker side yesterday, and I'd say pretty much the same thing today as well. As long as you're below about 230, still more likely to come back down to $2. To be fair, we do see hidden bearish divergence on daily RSI, although it is fighting it off. So if we do fail to get continuation of the downside today, that's not going to play out, and probably be looking for a move towards 250, and that would look really good actually. But for right now, as long as you're below about 230, let's call it, well, fair enough. I'll just leave it right there. What about AVAX? AVAX, again, really good chart long term. Absolutely phenomenal chart long term. However, do I think that this one is going through a bit of a short term correction? Yeah. Do I think that it can come down to $50? Yeah, absolutely. Generally speaking, though, is this an actionable signal right here? I don't think it's like a humongous one, to be fair. And also, as long as you're above this last little prior low at $62, there's no real immediate threat of downside. And again, this, coming down to $50 would be completely fine. This one is still among the best charts in cryptocurrency land. I mean, this is phenomenal right here. Can it go through a bit of a correction? Yeah, absolutely. But just keep in mind kind of where we're at right now. What do we see over here on BNB? Do we have the same sort of setup on the daily? Are we still operating on lower highs right there? No, not necessarily. This one actually looking pretty damn good. Okay, nice. So we have one that's a bit on the other side. What about Dogecoin? Still operating on lower highs right here as well. We'll have hidden bearish divergence if it does put in a local high right here, although this is a pretty strong move, to be fair. It doesn't really look like it's going to do it right now, but it never does. And what do we see over here with Ethereum? What's Ethereum doing? Same sort of thing. Beautiful save at 32. Wait, did that happen across the market? 32.20. Let me actually double check on this one. Let's see. Where's my charts over here? That just might be in a liquid exchange. Let's go. Where's my main ones? My main one's right here. Yeah, it did actually. Must have missed that. Anyways, Ethereum, solid above about 33.10 or so. What do we see on the daily? I mean, technically speaking, still operating on lower highs right here, and would we have hidden bearish divergence? 56.72 versus 56.50. No, we would not. So again, no major concerns right there, at least for right now. What about FTT, another one of the more strong ones? Again, looks like it could go through a bit more of a correction here below yesterday's low. I'd be looking for this one to get sent back down just below $50. Overall, long term, very good. No doubt about that. But just kind of keep in mind where we're at in the grand scheme of things right now. What about Link? Link, same thing. Stifled right at the 200 simple moving average below yesterday's low. Send it back down short term to 24.75 and probably extend that down to 22 over time. Again, just another lower high. And do we have hidden bearish divergence? No, we do not. So That's, that is a a more good signal, a signal that probably not going to play out, to be fair. What about Litecoin? Are we fighting this one off as well? Yes, still lower highs on this one. What do we see over here? Again, no hidden bearish evidence possible, so that does make me think probably not going to happen. So this is good. The last 24 hours was pretty damn good, kind of going through things right now. What else do we have over here? Maybe the shit perps are a good one to be checking out. Shit perps, again, stifled at the 200 simple as well. Do we have potential hidden bearish evidence? Let's see, 54.59 versus 54.39. No, we do not. Very interesting. What about Solana's? Again, long-term, very, 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 very good chart. Very fucking good chart long-term, but, well, very good chart long-term. Yeah, this one's just phenomenal. Pretty damn good. What about Stellar? Same thing over here. Still lower highs. Is going to get a drive of phantom div on this one as well. So if this one does pop back above about 33 cents, going to look really, really good. Anyways, I think I'm getting ahead of myself right now. We could probably just save these for a lot of the comments. I just want to get a general gauge of the altcoin market. And a lot of them are actually putting in what you would expect if this, if this is going to end up being good. So these are good signals right here. Let's go down to some lower term time frame momentum offsets because we haven't done that as well just yet. 49,500 is the magical number for CME on the 4 hour right here. 2 hour is going to be showing 50,150 and hourly is going to be showing about 50,000 bucks as well. So it is kind of consistent with the lower term timeframes. We are going to see momentum turn down here. A lot of them kind of pinned around the $50,000 territory. So what does that essentially imply? It doesn't necessarily imply that Bitcoin's going to, is like destined to come down like right here and correct right now. However, if Bitcoin essentially fails to get above those pivots, I would say by midday, by around the 12-hour closure, yeah, you probably do see a bit of a pullback into the prior range lows, which is fine. Again, above 46.5. Sorry, I know that this is getting annoying where like I keep on repeating this, but I fucking hate being misheard, and I don't know, man, it's probably my own issue, but look, above 46.5, very, very good. You just look at that as I just look at that as a higher low, and I look at that as generally moving up over time. Again, end of year, still looking at new all-time highs, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish right now, and regardless of whether Bitcoin even comes down to 40,000 bucks or even mid $30,000 territory, I would be looking for new all-time highs before end of year. Point blank period. Hopefully that is clear as fucking hell, for the love of God. Anyways, all right, so let's get on. Let's get on to some chatties over here. I'm going to turn on the alerts as well. Let's see what we got for today. And I actually really want to pay attention to a lot of these altcoin charts and see where we're at. What's up, Mr. Wally? There he is. Wally again, AVAX 4 hour daily. Yeah, let's check this one out. Definitely check this one out. Again, one of the strongest charts that we have seen in this current market. Let's actually record this one. Here we have Avalanche versus the dollar. We'll do general overview on this one. And what are we looking at right now? Still, again, long term, very fucking good. Very, among the best charts, maybe even the best chart in cryptocurrency land right now. Long term, obviously monthly, there is nothing bearish about that. Long term, I'd be looking for this one to make new all-time highs at latest by November, probably even this month as well. This is good. Okay, hopefully that's goddamn clear. Anyways, down onto the daily over here, what do we see? We do see a bit of a short-term consolidation. Again, completely fine, but can that come with another move to the downside right here? Well, momentum oscillators would suggest so. We do see another drive of phantom div coming off that last little high right here. Not a death sense again, but anywhere below the last little local low at about 61.25, and I would be looking for an extension all the way down to low 50s, somewhere around 51 to 52 bucks. And we do see that daily jewel is also giving us some downside curvature as well. Not an actionable signal just yet, but I suspect it will be if we do take out that last prior low right here, and then send it back down to about low 50s. And again, that would be long-term good, probably even an opportunity, as we do see that volatility is on the floor right now. So expansion alongside that, probably does have some legs with it. Let's go over here and check out momentum also and see if they agree with that. Let's see what we got right now. Okay, 6 hours going to be down as long as below 69.25. What is 4 hour doing? 4 hours actually going to pop up above 64.69, so we're actually above that right now. So again, until we actually take out that last low, well, I guess at least one more bounce is probably in the cards. Daily, what are we looking at? Down as long as below 70. I do put quite a fair bit of weight on that. Not only that, but now that I realize it, we also are in the process of breaking this trend line right here. So again, failure to rally today, pretty much back above 70 bucks. I would be looking for this one to come down to low 50s or so. Again, not bearish long term. Very, very good long term. Very fucking good long term. But for right now, a more prolonged correction for one of the more stronger for one of the more stronger charts, completely fine. Completely fucking fine. Hopefully I'm very, very clear with that. And of course, 12-hour Stokes are going to be down as long as below about 68.5. I think even, well, weekly is not really relevant right now, but 64 is a magical number right there. 5 days probably more relevant. We got 65 actually, so easy to remember. So a lot of things pointed to where we're at kind of right now. And, you know, if I did have to kind of put my own name on it, yeah, I do think that this one does correct lower first before anything else, probably somewhere down around low 50s. Long term, very fucking good though. There is absolutely nothing bearish about a monthly that looks like this. Point blank period. Hopefully that is that is as clear as possible. And there you go for AVAX. Nice one. There he is, Josh. Okay, let's check out Axes. I believe we were bullish on this one yesterday for new all-time highs. Let's see if this fucking thing being new. There you go. Another day of new all-time highs in this piece of highly esteemed technology. This one actually does make the most sense for, you know, being bullish on, I suppose, long term, just for the simple fact that it actually has a working product and people like it. And what's so interesting about this, man, is that people are making, like, you know, third world country citizens are making like a livable wage better than what they could do with, like, what you typically consider as real work by playing this fucking game. So awesome, man. Anyways, let's record this one because I suspect people are still interested in this. Here we have Axie Infinity, symbol AXS versus the dollar. I believe yesterday we were looking for new all-time highs and we got new all-time highs. So let's see where we're at within the grand scheme of things yet again. Let's see what extension that we're at right now. We actually did, it looks like top out right at the 3-spot extension right here at about 144.5 on a closing basis. That's not a big one for me, actually. Typically speaking, if you're going to get there, you know, it might produce a bit of a short-term and medium-term sideways consolidation, which in this case, you know, could come back down. So, you know, maybe back down to about $100 or so. Long-term, though, I do suspect that this one does gun for about $200. Maybe even a little bit more before this is all said and done. Big areas of interest in the low 200s, actually. Short-term time frames, like a 4-hour right here. What are we looking at? It's just a continuation of uptrend. Really fucking good, actually. If it does want to correct to the downside, I'd be looking first at around $120 to $125 or so, and then below there, $100 is kind of where I'd be looking towards. But overall, you know, this thing is powerful as all fuck. We do see on the 4-hour right here. Hey, get out of my face, sir. There we go. Here we go. We do see on the 4-hour right here that if we do put in a local low, this will actually point towards another drive of hidden bullish divergence. So how would we confirm how would we confirm a local low right here? Popping back up above and closing this next 4-hour dildo back above about 144 or 141.5. And then yes, I'd be looking at another run towards 150 and probably does just continue onwards and forwards from there. Again, this chart on a monthly is just melt it up, baby. Weekly, melt it fucking up. Looking good, man. Looking really, really good. Nothing bearish at all about this thing as long as you're above $60. So this one could survive more than 50% drop, I suppose, within the grand scheme of things. Anyways, BBWP over here starting to get high, although I don't really look for like major tops until we get into, you know, 95 percentile plus. So it's getting close. It's getting very, very close there. But I suspect that it's got one more or two more drives here, and then we probably play out like the big correction on this one. Until then, you know, up and away on this thing. 5-day coming. It's actually not too soon. Let's go over here and see what the other lower term time frame momentum also to say. Just out of curiosity, if this one is a lot more likely to continue onwards and forwards from here or not. 151.80 is the magical number on 4-hour Stokes. Not a big deal on that one. 2-hour is going to show 145.85, and hourly is going to show 133.70 or so. So a little bit of short-term ebb and flow here. Very likely goes sideways in a range between about 132.5 and 145, back above about 145, and especially 150 is where I start to look for the next just general melt up phase again. So pretty damn good chart again, among or probably even the best one, you know, in cryptocurrency land right now. Respect it, but be aware of where the corrective levels do come in, and hopefully that was helpful, sir. Nice one, man. Let's see, and again, I gotta say, Josh, just congratulations on trading Axie. I won't give away any of your positions or anything like that, but I just want to highlight, like, man, you've had a fucking phenomenal year. You've had a phenomenal year, man. I just want to say congratulations. That's fucking awesome to see, man. Christopher Corey says Chainlink BTC weekly chart looking bullish. Let's check it out. So you're looking at Link BTC over here, not the dollar pairing, but the Bitcoin pairing. Is this looking bullish? No, I would disagree with that. Hidden bearish divergence just got confirmed, or is about to be confirmed later tonight on the 2-day right here. I'd actually be looking for this one to come back down to range 4,800 lows. in Satoshis, that is. Daily, just another lower high right here. It's already confirmed hidden bearish evidence. Short term, looking for a move down to 5170 or so. No, I would disagree on short term bullishness. Long term, is this one setting in a base here? Probably yes, but I suspect that this can take a long time. Weekly says that the correction goes on for, probably a lot more long time, to be fair. Breaking back below the exponential and staying within, or staying below the 50 read is not a signal of strength for the short or immediate term. Actually, go check it out over here as well. I'm just curious. But again, this is not to represent the US dollar valuation, just so you know. Short term, do we see a little bit of a bouncy bounce? Probably yes. 5,500 is completely fine. Daily down as any sort of a closure day below about 50, 54 or even 55 in my opinion. Yeah, next move down through rest of the week 5,100, probably bounce there, and then continuation over the next few weeks down to your prior range lows. Same thing on the weekly as well, kind of in a precarious place right here. About to see weekly Stokes turn down if you do fail to close above 545 at end of week. Again, a long week to go, but this is not strong on this exact pair right here. I suspect though, like I did say, the US dollar pairing is a little bit different. In fact, I believe we looked at it earlier and I think it was okay if memory serves me correctly. Let's see, Martin Hunt, what's up, man? Can you look at KDA? Okay, this is a new one for me. KDA USD over here. Let's see what we got. All right. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. What the hell is this thing? Yeah, really, really fucking good, man. I don't know what this thing is, but there's nothing bearish about this thing, man. Jesus Christ. So you all right over there? We got another person, a very, very happy and fulfilled person, rich in all facets of life, both with health, wealth, and mentality. And he's spending his time, his beautiful time, the only time that you have in this world, the one true asset that we can't get more of. Trolling. Lovely. Just fucking lovely. Anyways, what was I looking at over here? KDA. Sorry about that. I want to look at it on this chart. The prior chart was looking just obviously fucking bullish. Yeah, man, this thing is ready to roll. This thing is already rolling is what it's doing. This is phenomenal right here. I'd be looking for this one to make new ultimas today and probably throughout the rest of this week. This is really fucking good. Absolutely nothing bearish about this thing on all higher term time frames. Yeah, really, 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 really good here. Let's see. So where'd my areas of interest be to the upside right here? Let's go check them out. Let's see. Actually, we're at the 1618 right here. So maybe a bit of a short-term pullback. That's completely fine though. Realistically though, I would be looking, more long-term into the $2 range, or sorry, you're already in the $2 range, but in the mid $2 is kind of where I'd be looking for the next potential major top. In this case, the daily over here, we see BBWP is in no way, shape, or form a concerning factor. I really wouldn't be looking for any tops until we get to 95 percentile or more. And for right now, does that mean I should adjust potential areas of interest above 250? Probably yes, actually. This one's pretty damn good. Again, among the best charts that we have seen in cryptocurrency land today, what do you got? You got volatility, you got trend, you got momentum. It's the Trinity, man. It's the fucking Trinity. Send it up. Send it up. Looking fucking good, man. I don't know. What the hell does that thing do, man? That's the real question. It goes up. That's what it does. What's up, King Cosmic? Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Hope today brings you peace. You know what? That's all that I want in my life, man. And that's honestly the best thing that you could wish someone else. Like happiness, whatever. It fleets. It floats. Peacefulness. That's exactly what I'm looking for, man. Not Elsa's fucking laugh. That's unpeaceful. Unpeaceful. Stop it. No more laughing. No more having fun. People hate it. All right, SPY over here. What do we see? Hourly. Not good, man. Not good. So did this one even try a bounce yesterday? It looks like it barely did, man. Yeah, couldn't even get to 44. Daily just got the silver cross to the downside. Not a great example of one right here, but Daily Jewel has been saying to sell all rallies ever since 30th of September, or sorry, actually way back on over here. But it's saying to hold your shorts now below about 43.60 or so. I do expect that this one does correct a little bit lower. Again, the weekly is coming down, man, and I think that there's very little question of that. 42.30 over the next few weeks, very, very likely. But I don't think that even gets us down to like double-digit percentage corrections. It doesn't. 7.5% right there. Down to the 55 gets us down to about 11%, and that's kind of where I'd be looking for over the next month or two. Let's call it monthly over here. Yeah, I'm still looking for this one to come down overall. So bounces on the hourly are probably just that, bounces. Do I think it could pop up here a little bit more? If it wants, 4,300 is completely fine. To be fair, do we have some hidden bearish divergence forming right here? Yes, indeed we do. This is seemingly another lower high on the hourly. How'd you confirm this is a lower high? Close back down below the last hourly low. That's 42.90. Currently trading about 4.25 above that. If you do that, I'd be looking for another retest of lows and then probably continuation throughout the rest of the week. With general downside targets, as we've been speaking about. Nothing bullish about this thing, even on an hourly, especially as long as you're below about 43.60. So kind of just, as you've been seeing over the last few weeks here, we've just been marching down targets as this thing goes onwards and forwards. I do like to play these very conservatively here. So I'm not going to say like a fucking just straight shot down to, below 4,200 or so. Although I do think that things generally will move down there. It's probably going to take another month or so. Just very fucking weak right now. And again, it's not just America, it's kind of the world tethered to China and their situation, which this week does seem to be the week, if there is going to be a response, if there is going to be a reaction from the market, kind of where you'd expect it to be, as technically speaking they are defaulting as of yesterday, speaking of Evergrande, for what it's worth. Anyways, what's up, Eligio Avila? Very exotic name, but no comments, so I will just say thank you, man. Pretend says thoughts on TrueBit, symbol TRU. Okay, TrueBit. All right. Don't know this one. Is a symbol? Okay. Am I looking at the right thing? Because I'm looking at TrueFi here. This is not TrueBit. Let me just see what happens if I type in TrueBit, just out of curiosity, and see if something else comes up. Yeah, that is something different. I'm guessing you're talking about this thing over here. Probably gonna be massively different charts, as this one only trades on Uniswap. It's good though. It's good. I would be looking for this one to pop back up towards 12. Wait, what the fuck? 12,000 beta rolls? Is that right? Looks good. This is very constructive. It's just a nice little upturn right here. What do you have? You have a bit of a hey. God damn it! Show it to me right there. You got, apparently I've looked at this one before too. You got a bit of a ascending triangle going on right here. So be looking for another test of the top side of it. Probably breaks it, maybe later this week or early next week. Be looking for a general move back up towards your prior highs of like 26,000, maybe over the next month or two. This is good, whatever the fuck it is. Nothing bearish about this thing. Invalidation would be below about 9,400 or so. That would be concerning. I don't think it necessarily happens, but that would be kind of where I'd be pointed towards. Let's see, what's up, Wally? Wally again, New Zealand brokers are starting to use Bitcoin as well. Really interesting. Like if you just go on to, your regular old stockbroker, you can go trade Bitcoin there. Interesting. AVAX 4-hour daily. And how do I join Discord? Thank you. Discord, the link is in the description below. There is okay, you told him. All right, nice. Elsa's got you handled out. But I think we did AVAX as to your request earlier, so I think we're good there. And I also recorded it. Let me just double check over here. I'm pretty sure I did. Hey, come on, videos, where are you? Yep, 1, 2, yep. Yeah, I think we're good there. Yeah, I think we are good there. So so let me know if there was something like very specific you wanted to look at. Hey, what's up, Zen? Have a fantastic day. You as well, man. Could you please look at AXS? Yep. Okay, so you want to look at very short-term time frames. Sure. All right. Let's do that then. Let's do that. Let's see. Okay, you're looking at an hourly and a 4-hour. Again, 4-hour, I would consider this a higher low with a closure above about 140, especially 140.5, and target moves back up towards 150. Again, all higher term timeframes on this thing are bullish. Short-term corrections can come back down easily to 132, but I wouldn't be concerned as long as you're above there. So invalidation below about 131.5, let's call it. I'd be looking for a bit of a deeper correction on an hourly down to like the low 120s. But for right now, I mean, this one's just fucking strong, man. This one's fucking strong, baby. Holy shit. What am I doing with my life? Should probably just be holding Axies. I've been bullish on fucking Axie ever since like $50 way back on over here. No, it wasn't even $50. This was back in June when we started watching this shit in single. Oh my God, man. This is like Link all over again. I'm just gonna have to live vicariously through you, man. And you know what? I'm happy for your successes over there. Looking really, really good. Again, all higher term timeframes are bullish on that one. If you do start to lose about 130, then yeah, you probably do correct a little bit down towards the low 120s. But there's nothing wrong with that, man. Let's see. What's up, Snacks? Nice name, man. Hey, Krown and Lady Krown. Yes, that's right. You do not have a name. Can you check out GLCH? GLCH. Okay, I'm guessing this is a stock. Let's see. Nope, it's God damn it, it's not. Looking good here, man. Closing on new highs in this rally after a bit of a, well, what do you want to call this? A bit of an ascending triangle. Very likely does continue on with the rally right here, even though it does look a little bit questionable in the short term. However, when we go to the very low term timeframes, I look at this as just a very short term correction. Hourly looks like it's already put in a higher low above about 85 cents. I see no reason to be looking for a reversal on this one. This one's good. This one's good. Another thing that I've never heard about in my life, but a very good altcoin chart. Yeah. All across the board, man. All across the board. Let's see where some areas of interest would be. Of course, I should point out an invalidation point. That would be below about 75 cents in this case. Long term, however, well, short term, actually probably guns for about $1 and pulls back from there. More long term though, I wouldn't be really looking for like major tops as long as you're until you get into like the 1.25 to 130-ish range. For right now, very, very good. Pretty much across all time frames. And yeah, 4 hours just continuation right here as well. I suspect that this one just continues from here, actually. Again, nothing really, concerning about this as long as you're above, not necessarily 75 cents, but probably more like 78 cents in this case. Looks good. Looks very, very good, sir. Not much of a weekly to look at there, unfortunately, however. Quadruple use as hot pocket. Okay, sure. This must be a stock. Has to be. Yes, it's a fucking stock. Thank God. Energy fuels. All right, apparently I've looked at this way back when I used those solid horizontals. So it must have been a very long time ago. Let's see, daily and weekly. Let's see where we're at in the grand scheme of things on the weekly. Okay, so is this a reversal? Yes, it is. We do have higher highs. We do have higher lows on volume as well. This might even be a macro reversal. If we do look at the monthly, I believe it probably is, actually. Yeah, this is actually really fucking good, man. I would not be surprised to see this thing reach up towards $10 over the next few months here, but let's see, what time frames were you looking at? Okay, you're looking at a daily and week, so maybe not relevant towards you. Daily, a little bit of a short-term sideways range, probably does come back. God damn it, get those solid pieces of shit away from me. Probably does come back down short-term, somewhere around like mid sixes, 650, anywhere around there is fine. This is all healthy. This is all completely fine. Weekly, same thing. There's absolutely nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above $5. I'd really be focusing on the monthly on this one, because oil, or at least I'm guessing that this is related to like oil and gas or natural gas, whatever the fuck. In my experience, is like the most like actually manipulated names in the world. So you might see some nasty swings here, but the monthly kind of shows the real direction. And again, there's a lot of really, really important things going on right here. What do you have? You have a higher high, you have a higher low on volume right here. I'd be looking, end of year, probably somewhere around $10, maybe even beyond. It looks really, really good long term. Short term, yeah, a bit of a sideways range here. Could come back down to $5.50. That'd be completely fine. That'd be an opportunity as far as I'm concerned. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above about $5 even, I'd say. Okay, David Martinek says 46,400 is the 2618 fib retracement level. Okay, hold on. Let's see, what exactly are you talking? Let's first pull up exactly what you're talking about over here. Let me pull up a fresh chart. Maybe that would be helpful. There we go. Okay, so you're saying 46,400 is the 2618 Fibonacci retracement levels. Well, that would be an extension, sir. From 2017 cycle top to 2018 bottom. Okay, so you're doing this. You're doing, hold on, let me just check. Okay, you're doing 20,000 high to 3,000 low, something like that. Yeah. And you're saying that the 2618 is right around 46. Yeah, mid 46s. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be. Yeah, again, it's very difficult to be bearish as long as you're above that. So that is a good pivot. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it, or so it makes sense for this to be the level instead of 45. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a very interesting way of kind of bringing it up right there. But yeah, I generally agree. More points of confluence is typically good. I have it a little bit higher than there, but we are looking at massive pieces of price action. Let me actually get it right, perhaps, and do the closure right there. Yeah, I'm about 46. Yeah, there you go. Hey, not bad, man. Not bad. Right fucking there. 46, 46 and a half or so. Kind of where we're looking at. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, man. That is actually rather helpful. Just another point of confluence, and I would agree. As long as Bitcoin's above there, generally good. Up and to the right is kind of the name of the game. Below there is where I start to really sound the warning signals and look at them. Or sorry, it's not that where I start to sound the warning signals. That's where I look at warning signals as actionable. Look at the underlying market dynamics to be a little bit more concerning. So thank you for bringing that up, man. Gemini Athlete says FTM 4 hour. Okay, FTM USD over here. Let's see what we got. You're looking at a 4 hour. Okay. Again, generally good here. Generally pretty damn good. What do we have on the daily right here? I believe yesterday we did say correction back down to about 131. We got that. So far, the response has been good. Long term, which I don't know if you're concerned about. Okay, you're looking at a 4 hour. You're not concerned about long term. Long term, I do want to be on record as saying that this is pretty damn good, but let's go down to the 4 hour and address exactly what you're asking. Okay. Volatility is on the floor right now. We saw contraction throughout this, what would be a healthy correction, obviously. This next move up probably does pop back up to about 145 to 147 146 to 147 region. I do want to check it out over here as well, just see if that agrees, and that would help out a lot. See what we got. Yeah, 4 hour will turn back up with the closure above 139.5. So again, assuming that condition has met in the next 2 hours, which the buy hourly has already met that condition, by the way. And the hourly is, already pointed up as well. I would be looking for that next move up, and probably not just to 146, very likely at least 147, maybe even gives another test towards the prior high from 3rd of October, so just a couple days ago. I don't necessarily have an opinion on whether it's ready to break or not. The top side of this, if it does, well, you're basically looking at a melt on to new all-time highs in this case, man. Again, a very, very strong chart long term. The question is, does it go through a more prolonged sideways correction here? That's the real question. But overall, very, very good. Overall, very, very good. Hey, what's up, Thomas K? Thanks for that, man. I appreciate that. That's very humbling. I'm blushing, sir. Thank you. Could it be that Bitcoin is making a giant cup and handle in the weekly and 3-day? Also, what is your gaming channel? My gaming channel, I don't typically talk about it. It's actually called Total Krown. Do a little bit of gaming on there, but you're talking about the weekly, and you're talking about a cup and handle on Bitcoin specifically. So you're looking at this as your cup and this is your handle. So could that work out? All right. So if you are going to be looking at a cup and handle, a good way to completely write it off is if you get a retracement that is deeper than the 0.5 retracement in this case. So let's see if that is true here. And I'm going to be using closures on this one. And let's just see where we're at. I have too many things going on. Let's pull up a fresh chart actually. Here we go. Nice little fresh chart. Let's see, could this work out as a cup and handle? Yeah, you do see that the 0.5 was pretty much specifically tagged right here. And we got a few wicks below it. That's completely fine. And again, 5-day, weekly, and in all higher term time frames for Bitcoin are bullish here. Again, even if I could look at another correction down below $40,000, I would still be looking for new all-time highs before end of year. I do not think that Bitcoin is. I believe, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, Bitcoin has put in the lows at $30,000. Question is, do we see another washout down around there? Granted the current underlying market dynamics, which I do think is somewhat concerning right now. Until then, though, price action is your friend right here, and this is, I would say you could argue that is true. Let's see if it works a little bit better on a line chart. Better. It's not super obvious, but yeah, let's see what would the measured move be in this case, just out of curiosity for a general guideline. Maybe looking at something like this, you want to take it to the top side of what would be your handle, and then you take it out to the breakout point from that, which we then need to go down to about a daily over here. You'd be looking at something like this in this case. So it'd be like this, and you'd be looking at a target of about $65,000. So that'd be pretty damn good. Also in line with Plan B's $63,000 target before or around end of this month. So interesting, yeah. Would work out in that case. The key critical component was what was that reversal at $41,000. Matt Rudelich, what's up, man? I know you hate SHIB. It made me a millionaire in May. Nice. Well, shit. Can't fucking hate that, man. I don't hate SHIB. I just despise most meme tokens, just because, for most people, they do not have a result like yours. Like obviously, if you made money on it, that's great, man. I'm happy for you. Only paid $1,000 in February. Okay, you only paid $1,000 in February. Like you bought it for $1,000. I still own some. Curious about your thoughts. Let's see. I really do not trust technical analysis on these sort of things, though. To be honest with you. To be fair, I mean, broke. What you would consider its accumulation range. Can run a little bit more towards 17 to maybe even 2,000 region. Other than that, I really don't like doing analysis on these things because they are pump and dumps, and it really doesn't take too much to force this one back down to the depths of hell. But for right now, if I'm looking at this thing, through my general, through my general lenses, I mean, yeah, technically speaking, probably looking somewhere around about 2,000, big pullback right there. If we go down to like a very low term time frame, which I don't think that you're interested in, but just out of curiosity, where does this start to fall apart again? Right around here, right below about 110 or so, 110 in that case. And I would be looking for a bit of a pullback here. I mean, this thing did just absolutely nail 100 percentile on the 4 hour. Let's see where we're at in the 12 hour. Yeah, up there as well. Daily, not relevant. It's too new in this case, but I'm always going to be very on edge about names like this, man. But hey, more importantly, congratulations, man. $1 million is nice. Hey, it's nice. Not bad, man. Not bad. AAP says SCRT. Okay, SCRT. Secret Network. All right. Cool name on Binance. Right around your prior highs. Probably does pull back from this region, but a good chart nonetheless. You're looking at a daily smart contract with smart contracts. Okay. So it's a smart contract with smart contracts. I think you I think you left out a buzzword there, sir. No, it's generally obviously very, very good. Obviously very, very good. How far do we go back here? Okay, it's not taking out its 2017 to 2018 highs, but this is a good move thus far. We see another 2017 altcoin though, just rallying up here. I do start to get a little bit concerned. I would be looking for a bit of an extension here. I don't think that this one pulls back just yet, but around 4 to 420 or so, great number as well. Yeah, I'd be looking for extension there and a bit of a pullback. Now, what time frames were you looking at? Daily. Yeah, okay. I'd be looking for a bit more on this rally here. BBWP going to be the general guide of this one. We're getting up there. We're almost at 95 percentile, which is kind of my warning zone. We're at 93.5 percentile to be exact. I expect that you extend this one more, at least somewhere around about 4.25 to 420 or so, and then probably pull back from there a bit. And in this case, you got to be looking at a higher low first. Or can that come in around maybe low $3, but take it one step at a time in that case. Just short term, still looking upwards, angle there. Andy says 1 USD. Is this Harmony? This is Harmony. It is. Hey, nice one. All right. You're looking at weekly log D. What's weekly log? Did you just mean log scale? Been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. People seem to have lost their love for this thingy. Let's see. This is a pretty healthy correction over here. All of this coming in on declining volatility on the daily after a pretty nice run from the lows. That's good. Daily has hidden bullish divergence come off the low right there. Start to see volatility actually turn up alongside this one trading back above about 20 cents. That's going to look really, really good for a new all-time high party in this case. Weekly, generally good. Monthly, very good. I'd be looking for new all-time highs before end of year here as well. Probably before November if I had to guess. We got over here. Daily's up as long as above about let's call it 16. 12 hour is up as long as above about 17. 4 hour is up as long as about 18. Up as long as we are above about 18.5. So all higher term time frames are bullish here. The question is, does this one come back down? Maybe give you one more correction down to like 15 or 14.5 cents in this case. I don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on the long term. This one's very, very long term good. 5-day closure, it's still a little bit too far away for me to care about this, but anywhere here higher is going to look really, really good for probably new all-time highs before end of month. Actually, this would look really, really good. Where would my invalidation be? Where would I start to get bearish on this one? Not until this one comes back down below about 13 cents. Until then, very good. Very, very good. Sideways and up is the name of the game here. Probably looking back north of 20 cents if I had to guess. Sooner rather than later in that case. Good. What's up, Trent Norton? We actually looked at Cadena. From what I recall, it's really, really good. So I think I'm just getting to this comment a little bit later. Let me know if you wanted to look at anything super specific though. But if I recall, really, really good chart over there. And I'm probably continuing onwards and forwards. What's up, Martin? Algo. Okay, 4 hour and daily. All good, man. Hey, all good, brother. Algo over here. Let's see. Algo USD on Binance. Again, still generally good over here. Still generally good over here. Is it ready to rock and roll though? That's a real question. 4 hours says yes. We played out our short-term correction from yesterday down to about 190. Completely fine right there. I'd be looking for next move up, man. Probably short-term back up just above $2, 205, somewhere around there. This one might actually be ready to roll. I would be looking for that short-term move to 205. Daily RSI is healthy. Daily RSI is more importantly bullish. Above 205, even on a 4-hour, I would look for this one to extend the run towards about 2.25 to 240 region, and from there it probably does move on to new all-time highs. I think that just will take some time here. Weekly, not a humongous fan of that one on the weekly. Monthly is good though. Let's pop back on over here. Algo, yeah, good. 4-hour turns back up above $2. Yeah, any sort of a closure in the next 1 hour 51 minutes. I'd be looking for another retest of the highs in this rally. Not 205, but like 207.5 to 208. Maybe a short-term pullback from there, and then general continuation. This is good, man. This is really, really good. Daily up as long as above 163, so no threat right there. 12-hour up as long as above 192. Looking good, man. Looking real good. Looking good on that one. What about the old Bitcoins right there? Bitcoin actually looks like it's just flagging out, getting ready for another move up higher here too. It's gonna fulfill those conditions that we were looking for continuations short term. Yeah. Even got another drive of hidden bullish evidence right here. So where would the next upside area of interest be? In this case, probably somewhere around, actually, Jesus Christ, man. 5,700, maybe into much of 51,000. Again, assuming that those do come to fruition. But for right now, looking good. Looking good. Jeff, what's up, man? Morning, sir. Good morning to you as well, man. Could you check out DYDX? Yeah. This one's another interesting one, I believe. Yeah, let's do a video on this one as well. I think that a lot of people are interested in this one, or should we? I mean, it's fucking bullish. Oh yeah, that is good. What time frames are we looking at here? 1 and 4. Okay, well, maybe not as relevant to you, but short term, very likely moving back up to 24.5. 4-hour, same thing. I mean, if it wants to correct down 22.10 to 22.15 is where I'm looking towards. That's completely fine though. Nothing bearish about this as long as you're above 21.25. Below 21.25 would be my invalidation. Looking for a move back down into the upper teens, like 18.5 or so. But for right now, man, this just looks like continuation. This is good. This is good, man. It's not super complicated on this chart. I do think there could be one more correction down though on the short-term timeframes. Again, I'd look at that as an opportunity. This one's pretty damn good here. Possible for one more correction to the downside here on the short term, but I think it'd just be just correction. This is a strong chart. This is a strong chart. Volatility is on the ground right here. This one's setting in yet again another higher low on the short-term time frames. Momentum also is all pointed up. Yeah, I'm looking back up towards 24.5 to $25 for the shorter term. In that case, what's up, Andrew? Andrew Wistek says VRA on the 4-hour and daily. Okay, just veracity. And you're looking at what, 4-hour and daily? Okay, got it. Daily good. This one's continuation. Looking for a move back around your prior highs, about 5 cents in this case. 4-hour. Short term can come back down to 4 cents, maybe even a little bit below there. Maybe just a smidge below 4 cents, but overall, I'd be looking for this one to continue on to the prior highs of this rally on the daily. So it depends, which time frame you're generally on, but I like what's going on here. Momentum, volatility, and obviously trend has been your friend the whole way through. So I'm generally looking for this one. Oh, actually, this one's already around its prior all-time highs. One probably goes for new all-time highs maybe in the next week or so. Yeah, pretty damn good for right now. Pretty damn good for right now. Again, as always, kind of have to be aware of what Bitcoin's doing, but there's nothing concerning about this thing as long as you're above about 3 3/4 cent, if you will. Let's see. What's up, Cameron? Vet? Yeah, we can do Vet. Maybe we even recorded a video on this one. I haven't done a video on Vet in a long time, and Vet has kind of like its own cult-like following. Say that as a term of endearment, it's kind of a good thing in cryptocurrency land. Those ones typically tend to go up. Here we have V-chain symbol VET versus the dollar, and we have a pretty damn good chart here, at least on the 4-hour. Let's do a general overview on this one. Let's go to a daily first. Okay, where are we at right now? Short-term resistance ahead, about 12 cents or so, but is at a relevant region long-term. Already corrected down to the 55 on the weekly. Good reaction. Response has been phenomenal, actually. A bullish engulfing, in fact. So I would be long-term bullish on this one. This does seem to have a bottom in at about 7.5 cents or so. That I do feel relatively or very, very confident with on the long-term analysis on this one. Monthly, obviously bullish long-term as well. The question is, could we have another correction down around there? Well, I wouldn't say anytime soon. 4 hour is obviously bullish right here. Another higher low. Reversal is real. Volume signature is also supportive of that. 4 hour RSI back to the bullish control zone. 4 hour volatility up. 4 hour jewel up. So we got trend momentum and volatility. I'd be looking for this one to extend the run very short term to the prior highs of this rally at about 12 cents. But I don't think that things will stop there on the daily. Probably looking at about 12.25 to 12.5 cent before the next sort of short term sideways. Let's go check it out over here from. Yeah, V-chain. Hourly's up as long as above 11.25. Good. 4 hour is freshly up as long as above 10.5. Very good. 12 hour is going to be freshly up, but kind of in the critical zone right there. That's okay though. This is actually a signal of strength for right now until we come back down below 111, the magical number right there, and daily straight up as long as above 9. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to continue here. Looking good. Looking good, baby. Looking good. Hopefully that was helpful on VeChain. I should offer up a point of contingency on the other side. Invalidation would very obviously be below about 10.9 in this case. Until then, just good all around pretty much. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go. Nice one, man. Winning Choice 87. Good morning to you. Coty USD. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Okay. 4 hour. Looking good here. I'd actually be looking for this one to pop back up towards 56 cent. Momentum also just heading back up again. This is kind of a difficult one on the daily, but did you ask about that? Yeah, you did ask about it daily. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into this one then. Higher term time frames, obviously bullish. You know, your monthly, your weekly are all good. 5-day, a little bit short term topping. Let's go over here. I want to see what this one's at because it could drastically change the short-term analysis. Yeah, daily's turning down as long as below about 64. 12 hour down as long as below 60. 4 hour would be up as long as above 53. Short-term up, yes. And I'll be looking for this one to pop back, you know, at the very least to about 56. 56 is kind of a big pivot for me here. Back above 56 on a 4 hour closure, I'd extend the run significantly, as this would be not just confirmed as another higher low, but also kind of avert a potential silver cross to the downside in this case. And I'd be looking for a return back up just around 60 cents. And this one probably trades a bit sideways from there and then, you know, resolves its daily to the upside, maybe coming into next week. If that fails to happen, though, if that fails to happen realistically within this next couple of days, or even I'd say today, I'd say by end of day today, I would be looking for a deeper correction down to about 45 cents or so. Again, long-term good, long-term very good. The question is, does this one correct a little bit lower or run up from here? And that would be my pivots for that. And hopefully that was helpful. Hey, what's up, Crypto Fundamentals? Holy shit, man. Good to see you here, man. It's also good to see you on Twitter as well. And let's see. Okay, so you're looking at Luxo. All right. Luxo. I forget the ticks around that, but I think we can just type it in. Yeah, we're good. We're good on that one. KuCoin, I think, is the one to go to. Fucking good, man. Fucking good. You don't need me to tell you that this one's good, brother. Yeah, this one's melting up towards new all-time highs. No question about it. This one's trending right fucking now too, man. Jesus Christ, man. You and your crew have a plethora of these really good just kind of coins that I'm unaware of, but you know, I'm usually not that tethered into the market narrative. But yeah, you know, actually this would be a good time to shout you out. Guys, check out Crypto Fundamentals on Twitter. He's one of the more reasonable people that you kind of run across, and he gets a lot of these, like, just, at least in my opinion, like obscure altcoins that are just, I mean, this is fucking obviously bullish. No question about that, man. This is really fucking good right here, man. Look, I should always give out an invalidation because, you know, you kind of need that. But 2166 is where I'll be looking towards. Until then, this thing is like literally ready to roll right now. All momentum also is bullish right here. Daily jewel is reaching towards the heavens again. I just want to see volatility expand. We saw a contraction phase throughout this one, just stair-stepping its way up towards your prior highs. It's a really good signal, man. That's a really good signal. I'm curious what it looks like over here, just in case there's something I'm missing. 4 hour. Please respond. Please respond. Yes, we got it. 4 hour up as long as above 26.37. Yeah, looking good there. Daily up as long as above 24.25. So this one's ready to go right now. I mean, if this one hesitates in the next 36 to 48 hours, I would be pretty concerned if that happened. You know, you might see a deeper correction down into like the upper teens if that were to happen. I don't think that's what's happening here. All higher term time frames are massively bullish, man. This one's ready to go, I think. Let's see, what's some areas of interest for the long term here? We can actually do a really big extension on this one. Very short term on a break of the highs, looking at 30 to 33. I don't think that things top there even for a medium term. I'm looking more around 37. And long term, is that like a relevant area to be looking at? No. No. This is a cup and handle right here with a very bullish fucking handle. We could even make a measure move on that one. In fact, that's probably going to be more relevant towards the more long-term targets. So let's see where we're at on that one. Look as impressive now, but $45 probably long-term, maybe coming into like November or something. This is a really, really good chart, man. No reason to be looking for downside, especially as long as you're above, what was it, 26.5, I think. Let me just double check on the 4 right here. Yeah, more like just 26 even. Looking good, man. Looking good. Hopefully that was helpful, man. And there you go, sir. Let's see. Justin Tomiak says, Axie made almost $500 million in revenue since July. That is insane. I bet you're going to see a lot of gaming companies now try to kind of pivot into crypto. So, man, that is so interesting. Man, Elliot from Elio Trades he's been 100% on the ball with that. NFTs, gaming are going to be like the big door in. DeFi was kind of it last year, obviously, but we don't really know now with the regulations kind of arising. But man, it's like gaming and NFTs, those get integrated. Now you own, your little fucking stupid skins in there and everything. But it makes more sense. Like, that's just where things are trending towards, whether you think it's stupid or not. Yeah, it just makes sense. I don't know, man. I'm a believer in the metaverse, and well, I'll just leave it at that, man. I'll just leave it at that. It makes a lot of sense that gaming is going to be kind of like the gateway drug into the world, kind of just seemingly getting involved with crypto. I mean, right now, it makes total sense for, I've been hearing about people in the Philippines for Axie who like grind that game out. They're making more playing that game than they would have if they, got like a regular job there, it sounds like. So that's life changing. I mean, if people can make a living wage from their home and they no longer have to live in poverty or destitution, and they can actually bank themselves as well at the same time, because it's not too far away from just putting your money back in something that's more looked at as a store of value, like Bitcoin perhaps, or even just keeping it in fucking Axis, I guess, too. I mean, it's not been the worst call for basically forever since it was born. It's well, that's game changing, man, and that's actually a really cool thing that crypto is doing. What's up, Raj? ALBT, okay. You're looking at the US dollar parent, okay, no problem. Remember we looked at this one a while ago, and I remember it looked super interesting. Maybe KuCoin is one to go to. What else do we have over here? Yeah, I guess we can stay on KuCoin. Maybe Finex has more history. Let's just double check. See, yeah, it does have a little more history. Okay, so this one's very interesting to me, man. Whenever I see a chart like this, I kind of like to mark it down, because these ones remind me of the links. It reminds me of the Axies when they're kind of newer. This one's only been around since like April, but there's a lot of significant things that have happened here. So pretty much all of this market put in its highs in April, May, right? And very few have reclaimed those highs. This one has, and it's setting in a base above that high as well, which would be 75 cents. That's a really good sign long term. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this thing is probably one of those ones to watch long term. I don't know if it's going to like move to the upside exactly from this price point right here. I mean, you see an obvious area to kind of be managing on about in this case 90 cents above there. I'd be looking for this one to actually go for a bit of a run back above, certainly north of $1, probably somewhere around 110 to 120 or so. This would look pretty damn good. Until then, short term, what are we looking at? Short term's fine. Put in a higher low right here. That would imply invalidation below about 79.5. That is short term, probably looking at a move back up towards around 87 or so. This one's good, man. This one is one of those ones kind of paid attention to long term. I'm going to be very interested to follow up on this one in like the next 6 months to come. Again, invalidation below the, let's just call it 79.5 cent region, or you could say 80 cents as well. If that happens, I'd be looking for another move down to about 71.5. But whenever you see something like this, it's worth marking down in general. Yeah, okay, yeah, that is good. Weekly, correcting, obviously. Monthly, long-term good. The question is on the short term right there, which I don't have a strong proclivity towards, but maybe we could check out over here and just see where does this one come towards right now. Let's see. What is going on over there? What are you laughing at, sir? 4 hours gonna pop above 80. Yeah, pinned right there. I like that 80-cent pivot. Good. Generally good, man. Generally good, sir. Generally good. All right, let's see. I do need to make a few adjustments over here. Let's see. Okay, boom and boom. Thank you very much, sir. Nice one. All right, beautiful. All right, let's see what else Elsa has for me over here. Last one. Legend Ali, what's up, man? Bro, my imaginary friend and I are debating. I have imaginary friends too, man. Is AMD daily a descending triangle or a falling wedge? Did I invest into another XRP or Solana? It's quite the change between those two. Let's check it out over here. AMD. Okay, depends what time frame you're looking at. Daily. Okay, you're asking, is it a descending triangle or a descending wedge? I'm more inclined to say a descending triangle in this case. Here's the thing, man. In this case, I do think that it's a lot more relevant to be looking at the higher term timeframes just because they're a lot more obvious. If I showed you the monthly, I think you'd probably immediately identify this, wouldn't you? Probably looking at a correction back down to low 90s in general. If you look at the daily over here, you know, where do you kind of look at trend coming in? I mean, you got your lower high at 108 and a quarter, so you know, there's going to be bounces along the way, obviously. I'm not saying that it breaks down today or tomorrow, but I'm generally looking back down around 90 to 92 or so. Would still be long-term pretty damn good. Well, I mean, fucking hell, man. Does that look like a top or what? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Go to a quarterly. Oh, God. This is the problem. When you go parabolic, you just don't know. I do think that this one does correct further south. Does it happen from this exact moment right here? With the way NAS is looking, perhaps yes. Let's just go back to it for a second. And look, like NAS is in a bouncy area, so do I think that this is going to happen like this exact moment? Probably not. You know, short term probably tries again towards 14.6, but dear Lord, man. Yeah, I do think that it corrects down to $90. So there's really only one thing to do in this case. You know, it's like have your areas marked off, know where your risk is. In this case, where's your risk? Back above 104.5. I would say that this is not the most likely thing to be happening, and it probably does reclaim the top side of your prior range at 110 or so. But for right now, man, this one's a lot more downside angled. Momentum also just pointed down right here. Volatility rising, and trend is to the downside as well. Short term, I'll be looking towards 97, 90, 98 bucks or so. Probably bounce there. I don't really think that a bounce there would savor this one long term, but that would be your weekly 21 again as well. Not really too wise to be bearish off just a test there. And so far it is holding, you know, if this one is going to break down, it probably takes until like end of month or so. I do think that it'll generally find its way down there. It's just, this fucking chart on a monthly, man, that's a hell of a thing, man. That is a fucking hell of a thing, isn't it? God damn. God damn, man. Powerful AMD, powerful microprocessors. I think when this one's all said and done, it finds its way down to like $80, to be honest with you. But Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't want to trade that thing. I'll put it that way. What's up, Hunter? Mr. Hunter Yarnum says, good day. Can we look at Trios on 4 on daily? Sure. Let's type one in. TRS. Okay, there we go. And you're looking at a what? 4 hour and daily, the usual, the same old, but that's okay. It usually gives you a general insight to like the next, you know, half week to a week, I guess. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, weekly's good. Weekly's very good. Daily is generally good as well. Go over here. Let's see. 4 hours going to be up above $9. Daily is up as long as above 8. 12 hour freshly up above 907. I'm kind of struggling on this one, actually. Whether this one corrects down first or not. Now, long term, if that's what you do care about, this is obviously good, and I'd say that it's very likely to pop back up towards 1111. You know, even over the next couple weeks here. Does it extend from there? Probably yes as well. The question is, do we play at a bit of a pullback first, down to like 813 or so? Possibly yes. Yeah, I'm not too solid on that right now. I'm not feeling very solid on that right now, but higher term timeframes are looking good here. I would only be looking at this one likely to turn around below about 7.5 for the long term. Until then, this is good. And long term, I would be looking towards 11.11 and probably even just extends from there. I mean, this is fine. Bit of a pump and dump to be fair, but maybe it's just a liquid and got a massive spike up there for whatever reason. Let's see. Yeah, a bit of a pump and dumper over there, but fair enough. What isn't it? What isn't these days? Breaking back up about 10.35 even on a daily is, you know, very likely to send this thing all the way up to 15, 16 bucks or so. That's kind of what I'd be paying attention towards right now. Momentum oscillators and volatility are suggesting a more bullish picture, so I'll probably leave it there. I'd probably be more on the bullish side. We'll just call it a day there. Shorter term time frames not so solid for myself. What's up, Spencer Smith? Elsa, I love your laugh. Never stop. What the fuck? Can I get a roasting of Facebook on the 4 hour? Okay. Let's see. I suspect it's going to be more interesting if we have like... oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. You don't need to see a 4 hour in order to roast this one. Yeah, man. This one's... ugh. Sloppy toppy, baby. You know, is it in a bouncy area or not? It's in a bouncy area, yes. And I would be looking for this one to open up on a bounce today. You know, bounces come back up to triple threes. But does this one play out some more downside before this one, before it's all said and done? Yeah. Very, very likely. 315 would be next sort of continuation target. Again, not a big one. The big ones are down around about 300 even. Man, this is so fucking crazy. When I started trading Facebook, it was like 80 to 90 bucks. When was that? Oh my God, that was in 2015. Jesus Christ. I actually like trading Facebook too. Quite simple. It's quite simple, but I'd be looking for like major potential lows in like the low 300s. Short term, maybe opens up on a bounce, but nasty. Fucking nasty, man. What's up, West Coast LA? Can you check out Kyber Network, KNC? Sure. Let's see, and sorry if we missed you yesterday, man. It's not intentional. Sometimes things just get lost. You know, still correcting here, it looks like to me. Daily and weekly. Weekly, I'm not a humongous... okay, long term, look, I see a few things that are not too great here. I mean, first off, it has a lower high from its 2017 highs, so it's relatively weak, obviously. We go down to a daily. Is this one likely to come back down and retest the lows of like 135? I think it's possible, definitely. If you do take out yesterday's low, and especially close a 12-hour below there, which is 158, I would be looking for this one first to correct back down to like low 120 to 125 region. Long term, does it put in a big base here? Probably yes. I mean, I'm looking for lows in like the low $1 region towards like 120 or so. You know, this is obvious accumulation going on right now. It's just a laggard. It's just weak, which is not a great sign. I know that's not too helpful, but there is an easy trade on the other side as well. Just above yesterday's high, I'd look for this one to tag up back towards north of $2 first before anything else, and then come back to it after that. And then the other obvious trade is back above your last spike highs from early September, the 6th to be exact. That would look really, really good for a retest of your prior highs in like April, May region. But for right now, man, I do think that this one is certainly relatively weak. And, you know, if you're looking at a 4 hour, it does show some upside first. It does show 170 first or so. So yeah, you know, it'll have a chance here, but just be aware of where the risk is on something like this. Not a super strong long-term chart, but it does get to join in on the general strength of the rest of the market. Dreadlock says, good morning, Boomer. That's me, baby. Your ETH TrueBit chart was wrong. T was inverted. Be mindful when charting things in Ethereum. I'm aware that that's... Look, the chart is the chart, man. And that's the only one that you can actually trade. So, look, I understand you're just trying to be helpful here. But please understand what the fuck you're saying. No offense. Okay, look. If you're going to trade this, man, if you're going to trade... TrueBit. And let's just do a little bit of a deep dive into this. I don't like being made fun of. Just kidding, man. Look, I understand you're just trying to be helpful. That's all. Okay, there's only two exchanges you can trade it on: Uniswap and SushiSwap. The base pair is Wrapped Ethereum versus TrueBit. That's the only one that you can actually trade. The interrelationship is the same. So you know. I'm sure you already know this, or well, based off your comment, maybe not. So when someone's asking TrueBit versus Wrapped Ethereum, you can do that, obviously, like this. It's going to be down. But can you trade that? I mean, No, because as far as we can see, or at least as far as I'm aware, you can't trade that pairing on an exchange. So it's like, and look, man, the analysis is going to be the same either which way. You're either bullish on this. If you're bullish on this pair, you're going to be bearish. You're going to be bearish on the inverted. I mean, it's that simple, man. So fair enough. You know, if you really wanted to look at just the chart of Truebit versus Ethereum, then yeah, you look at it like this. Can you trade that? To my knowledge, no. Maybe I'm wrong on that. You know, again, feel free to correct me if wrong. But fair enough. It's inverted on the chart, sir. This is the only pair that you can get, man. This is the only pair that you can get. From what, again, I don't see any. Yeah, again, just inverted. I don't see what the issue is there, man. To be honest with you, again, you the issue is that I'm stupid. Well, fair enough. I mean, you know, there could be some validity to that. Probably is, but again, like according to the list over here, there ain't no pairing that is Truebit versus Ethereum. Okay, again, we can do it exactly like this for verification. These are the only ones that pop up. You want to trade it, you got to trade this chart. If you want to invert it, just to analyze it on the other side, you literally just take the opposite of what I said for the regular analysis. It will be literally the same, just opposite, just complete opposite. That's all. What's up, Jack? Business as usual. Let's do it, baby. Ethereum, Bitcoin. All right, got it. Well, actually, no, I don't remember where it is, so let's just do it up over here. On Binance. Ah, shit, did I invert my shit again? Now I'm getting confused. Okay, so it looks like we came back down into range yesterday, as I believe we were looking for. I think that it probably spikes this area a few more times towards 68 or so, even. But again, I do think that it is putting in a big low right here, to be fair. So I'd really only be concerned with this one below about 667 or 666 if you want to be super, you know, precise with it, and you know, be looking for a deeper correction down to low 6 million Satoshi regions, somewhere around 6.2 to 6.15 or so. I don't think that's what's happening right here. I think that this is actually going to reaccumulate in this region. For right now, you know, weekly, all higher term time frames still bullish on this one, obviously. Yeah, corrections come back down around there. That's fine. That's fine. I would be looking for bounces off, off another test within this region right here. Anything else to be concerned with? Let's see. I think that you also like some very, very low time frames here, like an hourly. I've actually been trading an hourly recently, and it's pretty damn good. Been very, very nice to me. Yeah, I'd be looking for another drive down around here, but very likely another bounce around here. Kind of same thing as yesterday, basically. Can't really get too excited about this thing as long as you're below your 2nd of October highs, but that would be, you know, the confirmation of, you know, of this as accumulation over, or reaccumulation in this case over, and very likely marking it back up to your prior range highs at 7.5 million Satoshis. You know, it's good long term, just short term. Bit of sideways, and maybe one or two more spikes to the downside. I really would be concerned about this thing below 666. We'll call it, just be a little more conservative right there. Do have to respect a chart that looks like that long term. So fair enough. What's up, BK? Sorry about that, man. Luna USD. Okay, let's check it out. Lunar. Okay. I believe we were bullish on this one yesterday, and bullish again today. Bullish again today. Let's do it. Here we have Terra Luna versus the dollar over here, symbol LUNA. I believe we were looking for new all-time highs on this one yesterday, and we got some new all-time highs. So what are we looking for today? Actually, probably more new all-time highs. Really fucking good chart here. Again, among the best charts in cryptocurrency land. All higher term timeframes are mega bullish. The question is, where are the areas of interest in this case? And let me just throw my drawing tools over here because I believe we already have them in. Yeah, so we get that spike up to the 1618 over here. It's very common for that first test to be pushed back. This is good though. This is a really, really good response. There is absolutely no, or at least in my opinion, no reason to be like worried about this thing as long as you're above about 43 3/4. Until then, short term, probably a bit of sideways if I had to guess on the 4 hour. Yeah, a bit of a short term range, probably does come back down somewhere around $44. Completely fine. Hourly, same thing, generally good here. However, long term, does it continue this run? I do believe so. I'd probably be looking north of $50, somewhere around probably somewhere around $60, maybe around end of month perhaps. 5-day, good, generally good, man. Hidden bullish divergence on the last low. I mean, that's easy portion of that move. Certainly already played out. I do want to check it out over here though and see exactly where we are. Let's see, daily up as long as above 44.20, good. 4 hour, we'll be turning down below 49. So short term probably does put in A very, very short-term move back up towards 47. I don't think it's ready to trend just yet again. I do think that it probably does come back down to 44 bucks or so, but again, long term, there's absolutely no worry about this thing as long as you're above 43 and 3/4. I generally be looking at that as probably another opportunity, and long term, this one's continuation. I think that that's rather obvious here. Just short term, a bit of sideways, and maybe one more test of the downside there. I'm actually curious to see what it looks like over here as well. See? Yeah. Okay. So Trollinger bands in this case, I do like my trending charts, and what do we see? We do see daily, as long as it's closing above the top side Trollinger band, I look at this one as generally trend in motion and very likely to extend its gains in this case. Any sort of closure today above 47 or around 47, and yeah, I'd be looking for new all-time highs into end of week, you know, with those areas of interest in mind, and hopefully that's helpful, man. Just phenomenal chart right here. I should offer up, oh no, I already did offer up the invalidations below about, yeah, 43 and 3/4. Until then, good, man. Just probably, again, among the best charts in cryptocurrency land, and there you go, man. Hopefully that's helpful. Sweet, 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 sweet. I need to take a sip of this water, man. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's see what else we got over here. Kendrick Camp says, we are back with you. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. We have evolved through your educational content. Nice, man. Thoughts on adjusting to higher timeframes versus tempting the shorter timeframes for trading? Okay, so basically, if I understand the question properly, it's like, what are your thoughts on kind of changing the timeframes that you're working off of from lower timeframes to higher timeframes? In this case, I think you gave an example from a 4-hour to a 24-hour. Well, I mean, generally speaking, like analysis and trading works the same way across different timeframes. And the general notion is that, or at least what I've found, and I'm sure many of the people here as well, is that when what's it called? Motherfucker. Yes, when you're using a lower term time frame, the hit rates for whatever edge that you're using is typically lower in comparison to a higher term time frame. So, you know, when you're switching from a lower term time frame to a higher term time frame, you make a trade-off. You make a trade-off in the sense that your hit rate will probably be higher, but at the cost of you're not going to get as many signals. So if you're going to go from a low term time frame to a higher term time frame, in that case, that's 6x the time frame, understand that you're not going to get as many signals. So you have to be a lot more patient, which may be good for you, may not be good for you. Maybe you don't have as much time, or you don't want to devote as much time. That's completely fine. And by the same token, you know, your hit rate should be higher in comparison to whatever strategy that you're using on the 4-hour, you know, assuming that they are the same strategies. So it's just personal preference, really. You know, it typically comes down to like how much time you have to actually invest into, you know, doing what you're going to do. Let's see. Elsa, you need to ban the high card Jesus. He's a very crazy person. For the love of God, do your goddamn job. There you go.
Sorry, I was sending you.
Yep, well, that's fair enough. All right, anyways, yeah, there you go. All right, beautiful. Anyways, what the fuck? But yeah, that's basically all that it is. Anyways, Pretend is asking, hello, sir, what's up, man? All good. You're asking about TrueBit. Okay, so, okay, what? I can't copy and paste that, that thingy. Okay, if you're asking about, okay, Jesus Christ, am I gonna do the fucking? Okay. You are asking about what here? I'm just gonna type it in over here, and you tell me which one that it is. But the problem is, man, look, I can only do what TradingView has, right? If I look at it over here, I don't think I'm gonna have it necessarily good at. Look at this fucking chart, man. This is not a helpful chart. Not a big fan of this chart from what I can see. I don't really have my usual tools. If I had to call it, I'd probably be looking for this one to come back down towards, I don't know, 27 cents or so, but I don't feel comfortable or confident on a chart like this. I don't even know if this is the one that you're talking about to begin with. And while giving me the contract address is helpful, again, I'm just limited to whatever TradingView has over here, man. So if it ain't on here, I really can't look at it. If I type in TrueBit, this is all that pops up, man. So that's all that I can do. Talking about True, just symbol TRUE. Maybe. I don't know if these are the ones that you're looking for. Or these are actually stablecoins, it looks like. So I don't, yeah, unfortunately, I can't pull it up. The best that I can do is maybe this over here. If I'm just looking at this, I mean, it's a generally shit chart, man. Generally trends towards zero. Not saying it's going to go to zero, but it's weak, man. So any sort of weakness in Bitcoin, this thing probably gets sent back down to like 27 to 26 cents or so. The market stays strong. This thing can probably mount another assault towards its range highs at like 35 cents, but very unlikely to move on its own. Very, very weak in general. And again, I don't even know if I'm looking at the proper one. You get a trading view. Yeah, trading view is not going to be available right there. So again, I do apologize, man. I know that that's annoying and unhelpful, but it's the best that I can do for right now. MNGO says Shell Wong Kim. Sure. MNGO. Okay, got it. Mango Protocol. I do think that it is setting in a higher low right here. Probably be looking back up towards about 35.5 cents or so. Kind of a weird one. Let's see. Let's go over here. Looks like it doesn't trade too much. Looks like it doesn't trade too much over here. Weird looking chart, man. Fucking weird looking chart. But if I'd have to call it, probably would be looking up. Here's what I can say about this one, man. I would be generally looking up as long as this one's above 33 cents. Below 33 cents, that is my big pivot on this one. I'd be looking for this one to retest 28 to 27.5 cents or so over time. Until then, you know, I am more inclined to say that this thing is probably doing something like this, right? Playing between these two, playing between this area right here. Not a big fan of it on that time frame, but I'm not really getting like not really getting anything that's super obvious right here, to be honest with you. I don't feel confident on this chart, man. That's what I should probably tell you. A healthy amount of I don't know is probably the proper answer. The one thing that I do feel very confident on is below 33 cents. That's where I'd be looking for another test of the downside of the range. Until then, I guess it's okay. It's just not super obvious if it is. Yeah, short-term timeframes do look like they want to pop back up towards 35 cents, just for what it's worth. But I suppose I could, you know, pin some around there and then have risk below, what was it, like 32.8? Or sorry, 33, yeah. Again, I know that's not too helpful there. Simply Gain says, Legendary Hassa has called AVX, AVAX and Sol weeks ago, and now called OMG to 30 from sub $10. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, he's pretty good. I do follow him on Twitter, actually. One of the few accounts that I do follow. I think this one's going to $30. Yeah, it's broken out here, man. It's going to follow the rest of the market. It gets to follow the rest of the market too. I don't know about $30. I'd be looking towards 25. That would be kind of my big area of interest to the upside there. Good. Looks good, man. For what it's worth. Yeah. What about lower term timeframes? Yeah, this one's joining the rest of the market. Bit of a laggard, yes, and just getting around its 2017 highs, but better late than never, I suppose. I don't know about $30, so I do think this one's going to find some big some big pushback in the mid to low 20s. But that's kind of, you know, splitting hairs from like a $16 level right here. And I would negate that, more importantly. I'd get very bearish on this one for another just absolutely catastrophic fall back down to the abyss below about 13 and 3/4 there. But until then, more bullish than not, I guess. Not bad, man. Not bad. Healthy amount of don't buy shitcoins, says K-Ruff. Yeah, I'm always wary of these 2017 shitcoins that have been late to the market here. In terms of, like, you know, taking out their 2017 highs, not the best signal long term. Not a big fan of laggards, especially when they're the ones who are mostly around right now too. I don't know, man. Does have me a little bit on edge as well. What's up, Ramon? Ramon says, mind checking out RMRK on the hourly? Sure. Okay, got it. This thingy or this thingy? I'm guessing it's this thingy because we are on a crypto channel after all. Yeah, very, very new here. Very fucking new. Very, very new, man. I don't know if this is going to be too helpful. If it comes back down to $8, I'd be looking for a higher low right there. I really don't have a strong opinion on this thing, man. Let's maybe check it out here. RMRK, was it? Yeah, it was. Maybe it's a stock. That would probably be a lot easier. I I do think it is going through a little bit of a short-term correction, probably back down to about $8.50 or so, but I do not have an opinion on something that's this new, man. I really should not give you an opinion on something that's this new. Here would be my strong opinion. Below 7 3/4, bad, man. As long as you're above there, you know, it is a general uptrend on the hourly, but look, man, it's too new. It's really too new. I don't have a good opinion on something like this. Short term, it does look a little more downside angled for a test down to like 8.5. That's all that I really feel comfortable with right now. And other than that, I think I'll just leave it. I mean, there's not really higher term time frames on this one. Look, man, it's been around for literally about a week. I don't have any real opinion on something like this. Yeah, man, sorry. I know that that's not helpful, but I'd probably be looking for a little bit of a correction first. Probably puts in a higher low somewhere around $8 or so, or 8.5, something like that, and then tries another move. Ask around about when firebombs. What's up, man? It's good to see you, Lucifer Satan. Yeah, man, I haven't been gaming recently. Actually, I've been taking a bit of a break. I don't know, man. I just haven't really been feeling it. I don't even have any games on deck right now, too. So I'm up for suggestions. Oh, have you seen me play it ever since you got back? No, you haven't, because you don't pay attention. Let's see. Maximilio Palma, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Hey, what's up, man? Can you check out SLP? Yeah, so this is like the in-game currency of the axes, huh? And, oh my god, man, Jesus Christ. You're looking at 4-hour daily, 3-day. Good versus this pair. If I recall yesterday, we looked at it versus the dollar. Long-term bad, but short-term was bouncy. This one's actually a lot better than that in this case. It is a pumping up here, and I suspect that this is one of those things that like generally just gets sold, kind of like reward token. If again, I'm not super solid on this information, but that's what I believe, at least what I've heard. Regardless of that, I do think that this one does have an upside move from here. I mean, it's obviously a pump and dump, and is really fucking ridiculous with the way that it moves, but I would be looking for this one to probably pop up somewhere around about 232 region. I mean, all time frames are a bit of a short-term breakout right here. 4-hour probably back up to, what is this? Is that a 2 million or 209,000? Whatever the fuck it is, it's big number right there. Somewhere back around your late August rejective highs. Daily can definitely extend it from there. Maybe goes through another pump and dump segment. I think a lot of things are kind of doing that right now. All time frames are looking for some upside from here. It's just long term. Be aware of what you're trading, because it's very likely to do the same thing. It's just right now we're getting ready for a bit of a pumpity pump. So yeah, I don't really have any other opinion other than that. But it is generally good. Looking for some upside there. Just take profits, sir. What's up? Any chance of looking at CSPR? This is this CRISPR or CRASPR? Oh, this is a sleep company. Actually, this would be a good one to check out because I would like a new bed. Bad, very bad, very bad. Looking probably for the full retrace, baby. Probably back down to 3.5 to 340 or so. Will there be bounces along the way? Yes. Maybe even short term here. Actually, yes, probably short term here. Very short-term timeframes, but you did not give me timeframes to look at, so I don't know where you're going with this one. One could easily bounce back up to $4.50 if it wants. I don't have strong opinions on that. My strong opinion is on the further looming downside, down to about 3.5, maybe even $3 low, and then probably big bounces there. Pretty ugly chart, man. You don't need me to tell you that, though. Yeah, very, very ugly right there. Monthly is just in free fall, I'm guessing. It is nasty, very bad. Short-term. And pop back up to 4.5 if it wants. I would invalidate that and look at this one as like generally good, actually. Back above 5.25. It's very far away, but I would need to see something very impressive here in order for me to not be bearish as fuck on this thing, man. It's ugly. Very, very ugly chart. Among the worst charts we've seen today, actually. We got the best and the worst, and that one's among the worst, sir. Hey, what's up, Alex? Mr. Alex Switch in the house. What's up, man? About Axie, totally agree. New industry. Yeah, and that's, that's a generally positive thing. I mean, if you want to talk about good things that crypto is doing in this world, I mean, raising up people from poverty would be one of them. Certainly. Very good. Very fucking good, man. There you go. There you go. Alex Switch, it's still got higher lows, says Mr. Kelso. Kind of. Although that theory is gonna be tested real fucking soon, man. Sam says, it looks like a bit of a trap to me. Volume's not exceptional. MACD weak. On what time frame are you judging the MACD there? we can do a little bit of a deeper dive into this. Again, I do think that there is good reason to be on caution here, but it's not actionable just yet. I'm very concerned about the underlying market dynamics right now, and while I do have long deltas, as you saw earlier, I'm buying put spreads right now. I'd want to protect around this region. Where the fuck is my? Let me just see. See? Ah, you bastard. Let's do this. There we go. Got it. All right. And you are doing what? Okay, I'm guessing you're probably talking about MACD week, 1 hour, 4 hour bear divergence. And does it look like this is to break a legacy trend line? I don't know about legacy trend line. Hold on. Okay, what? I'm guessing you're talking about Bitcoin. If you're not talking about Bitcoin, please let me know in the comment section below. DK has a really good question. Dear sir, why aren't altcoins back to previous levels when Bitcoin was this price? Thank you. Well, it's no more complicated than this, man. There is a varying degrees of strength and weakness within this market, and the ones that are not at their prior time highs or around this area, or even in some cases making new all-time highs, those are the relatively weak right now. So they're going to join and participate on upside moves, but just not as much, man. So they typically are the last ones to rally. Anyways, this MACD weak right here, still strengthening technically speaking, continues to rise on the histogram above 46,000 bucks. So I don't know if I'd agree with that. Weekly, same thing, rises as long as above 47. So we see a lot of those same numbers kind of keeping on in. 5-day, 46 again on the board. I'm assuming you're talking about Bitcoin. Maybe you're talking about traditional markets. I don't know. And you're talking about a 1 hour and 4 hour bearish divergence. I really don't care about MACD divergences. I don't think that they work too well. But you would be correct. Technically speaking, it is building right there, but we do not have a confirmed local high. So that would be the big counterpoint to that. And it's probably the most important counterpoint to that, because you can't have divergence without having two highs or two lows in succession with each other. In this case over here, I'd expect to see it on RSI as well. It will be on RSI, and it'll be 3 drives of bearish divergence on RSI, but only if you do confirm a local high right here. How would you confirm a local high here on a 4 hour? I'd feel comfortable calling a local high here with an hourly close actually below about 48,800. If you want to be conservative, you'd say 48.5 in this case. And then, yeah, I would be looking for a move back down to probably 47.5, 47.6 region. Probably another bounce there. But again, just look at kind of where we're at in the grand scheme of things. I, personally speaking, with my system, I cannot look at bearish signals or like big major downside moves as actionable the same way for the last few days here. As long as Bitcoin's above 46.5 especially, I just don't think it's the right call. 46,000 bucks if you want to be a little more conservative on a 12 hour versus a daily in this case. So, could that be it? Yes, but understand, or at least what I'm kind of postulating over here needs to come back down below those levels. Until then, man, it's kind of literally the opposite on the other side. Hidden bullish evidence is about to populate itself on the hourly right here. It is just an hourly after all, but this is just a general float up right here. It's it's not bad. Generally speaking, should be looking back above 50,000 bucks with that setup in mind. The reason why I'm concerned is not necessarily from many things, especially on the lower term timeframes. I'm concerned mostly from what we see over here with certainly not the hash rate, but with what we see with the leverage ratios and an open interest right now. That's what's concerning to me. But I don't think that that's necessarily actionable just yet. The question to me is, do we see that leverage washing come from like where we're at right now, or does Bitcoin make a move into like the deep 50s first and then do it? I don't know. What's up, Snake Eater? Yeah, man. Actually, I recognize the name, sir. Been following you long enough to remember your love for birds, you motherfucker. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And yes, a member from 2018. Holy shit. It's very, very lovely to see people from way back when, man. Let's see. Matt Rudelich says, what? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about cryptos. Okay, sorry. My apologies. CSPR. You're talking about this. Apologies on that, man. I should have recognized that. Casper Labs, probably a completely different chart. Well, still not a great chart, actually. Still not too good. Let me just go see if there's maybe a better pairing here. Nope, still pretty shitty right there, too. Definitely weak, definitely a laggard. Nothing bullish about this as long as you're below about 1250. The only way that this thing turns around is if Bitcoin lifts up the rest of the market from, from its lull here. This one will not move on its own. It's very, very weak. Big rejection on the hourly right here. I would even go as far as saying I'd be looking for general downside as long as you're below about 1140. That would be my sort of bias buster, even on a fucking hourly right here, probably retesting 10-cent lows or so. Again, whatever Bitcoin does, this thing's probably going to mirror, but to the upside, you can see that it does not follow as much. So it's going to require a very strong Bitcoin here. Until then, man, this thing just generally trends down. It looks like really not a good chart. Maybe we go to OKX. Maybe this one has more history. Nope. Here's where I'd be obviously bullish on it, back above 12 cent. That'd be my invalidation, looking for this one to tag up towards prior range highs at like 14.5. Maybe even as much as 15 cents. Above 18, this thing's going to probably do another pump and dump again, and that would be the pump phase of it. Until then, though, man, I do... this one's weak. This one's weak. Short-term time frames, or shorter-term time frames, like a 12-hour, does seem to try to put in a higher low right here, so that would be the more bullish view on it. Here's see what it looks like over here. See what we got? See what we got. Hourly, up as long as above 11, which we are currently below. 4-hour is up as long as above 10. Okay, good. That would support the short term up. 12-hour will be up above 11, which we're very close to right now as well. And daily will be up above 8.7. So you know what? I am inclined, after looking at that, to say that, you know, probably this thing actually does pull through here and probably does take out 11.75 or 12 cent, whichever area that you're looking at. They're kind of one and the same. I'd be looking for a general move up to, you know, 13.5 or 14. Obvious invalidation on this one below about 10.5, and yeah, I'd be looking for another run at the lows. Just this chart, for what it's worth, is very, very weak in comparison to the rest of the market, which is not a good sign. Speaking of Bitcoin, what are you doing there, Bitcoin? Just hanging out at the highs right now. Just hanging out at the highs, huh? Hanging out at those lovely, lovely highs. Oh well. See, what is Ethereum doing actually? This one can kind of be a good insight into what the market's doing as well. Interesting. How are we looking on the other lower term time frames? Interesting. Still generally good. 4-hour golden cross actually. Should be a setup. What if this one does fall through though? Is there any more bearish look on this one? No, not really. Come back down to low 33. Completely fine. All right, cool. See what else we got over here. Matt Rutledge says, when I search crypto fundamentals on YouTube, actually it's he's not on YouTube, or at least to my knowledge he's not on YouTube. He's on Twitter. He's good. Mark L says, hi Krown sir, what's up man? B Pro trading with trading versus wrapped Ethereum. Okay, B Pro. Okay, do we have to do another one of these inversions here? No, I think this one's fine. Yeah, that's Kitty man. On Uniswap, long-term outlook. Okay, 6 hours free fall. Daily is free fall. Long term, man, I think you found a pump and dump, and we're ready for the dumpola, man. Probably coming back for the full retrace. Very likely to be a bounce relatively soon, pretty much in this area. But I think it's just going to be that of a very short term bounce on like an hourly, perhaps. Other than that, I'd be looking for this one to come down to whatever this number is here, not 1125 or so. Yeah, very ugly, man. Very, very ugly. Weekly's in free fall as well. This one's coming back down to the prior range lows, man. It's nasty. Fucking nasty, sir. Fucking nasty. There will be bounces, but there will also be a lot of blood on that one as well. Not a big fan of that one, but I suspect that that's way different than the US dollar pairing if I had to guess. So this one's pretty damn beat up right here. Should get some nice big bounces somewhere around this region. Until then, though, down we go. Mr. Yadhov says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Stock MM? Daily and weekly? Okay. So this? Are you talking can you clarify exactly what tick you're looking at? I'm not sure exactly which country you're from, so I don't know where to go on this one. Maybe you actually... It was... hold on. Let me just see if something... Okay, it actually does pop up. Like, maybe this is what you're looking at, because I can see that you might be Indian yourself, so probably going to be looking at an Indian exchange. Let me know if that's correct, but if I'm looking at this right here, daily, weekly, daily's good. Daily's good. However, short term, does it pull back a little bit? Probably yes. Weekly, very, very good. Long term, very likely breaks out. Looking for a move up to 900 plus. Oh yeah, really, really good here, man. Weekly strong. Monthly is good as well. Monthly, nice little consolidation right there. Looking for a move back up towards 900 plus. Yeah, this is good, man. This is really, really good. I hope I'm looking at the right thing here. I don't know for sure, but I see no reason to be looking for any legitimate downside as long as you're above about $800 or so. Even on a 4 hour, I would say like 810 in this case, but this one's looking good, man. Pullbacks should just be short term in this case. Below 810 is where I start to get a bit more concerned for another move back down to 769 to 780ish region. Until then, this one's just generally up. But this is good. If you're focusing on the long term charts, what it sounds like you are, this is continuation here. This is a very healthy consolidation. Volatility starting to expand yet again. Hidden bullish evidence on 5-day RSI, and trend is obviously up as well. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to continue here. So looks good. Hopefully that's the right one, though. Hopefully that's the right one. Yes, it is. Okay, sweet, nice. All right, I didn't know that you could have a ticker like that, so that's actually news to me, man. Also never traded Indian markets myself, so fair enough. Let me take another sip of this water, man. Hey, what's up, crypto Chrissy? And crypto hippie from Seattle. That's exactly where you should be from. I've actually been to Seattle a couple times. Seattle's a really, really nice city. Really, really nice city, actually. It's kind of like a mini San Francisco. Cleaner, too. A lot cleaner, actually. What's up, Chasecraft? Pins. Okay, pins. Let's see. Pinterest. Okay, this is Pinterest. Looks like shit on the daily. You're looking at a daily and weekly. Daily looks like continuation, in this case to the downside. Hidden bearish divergence right here. Volatility expanding and trend continuation. Yep. Send it back down to the depths of hell. I'd be looking somewhere around 44.5 for a weekly bounce, perhaps. Daily, there's probably gonna be more bounces along the way, to be fair. You know, maybe at like 46.25, but this one wants some downside, man. Very obvious top right there. This one's getting ready to, yeah, this one wants to come down like hard. Long term, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back down around 33.5, like very long term, you know, probably into like mid 2022. But for right now, this is nasty. You got trend volatility momentum in this case. In this case, it's all to the downside, actually. What's up, DMAX Gaming? Hey, Krown. BA. Oh, yes. Nice. Boeing. There we go. Boeing daily, weekly. Any advice for maturing in profit taking and understanding position size suitable for an individual's trading style? Because that's two separate questions there. I'll actually record a video for the second portion of that, because that is something that I think could benefit other people. As for Boeing, you're looking at what, a daily and weekly. I don't know. Weekly does seem to have put in a bit of a base here and probably does rally back up towards 245.5 or so. Invalidation below last week's low in this case. Daily, same thing. I mean, this seems to be a healthy consolidation right here, but I'm not super confident on this chart, and I want to be very outright with that. And I would say below 220, yeah, is where I start to look for this one to essentially complete a bearish pattern. Actually, you got these lower highs coming in here, same lows at 208, so I'd be looking for a short-term move down to 208, 209 region. And then very likely a breakdown from there. Until that happens, I'd probably be looking for next move up. In this case, I do not feel confident on this chart, though. What about a quarterly? Quarterly is down, and this one's actually helping a bit here. You know what? I changed what I said now. If this one does want to have an upside move, I think best it does see upside is like 235, maybe 240, and backfills the last quarterly open. Generally, though, I'd be looking for that to be another lower high here and very likely work its way down. Big moves to the downside under 208, but for now, just short term, a bit corrective. The quarterly is kind of what I'm judging this one off of. It's the only obvious thing that I really see here. And then, okay, your other question. Let's actually record this one. Let me take a sippy sip of this first, man. Hey, Sonegra, I do think that you could use an hourly in that case. Just because things are like rather obvious right here. Yeah, below about 48.8. Yeah, I would say so. At least that'd be good enough for me. I do think that you could be a little more aggressive there. If you want to be on the more conservative side, use a 2 hour in this case. And instead of using 48.8, use like 48.650. Okay, cool. All right, we have a really good question here from DMAX Gaming. He is asking any advice for maturing and profit taking and understanding position size suitable for an individual's trading style. Okay, so that is two kind of separate questions here. The easiest portion of this one is to address position size. So how should you understand your own positional sizing? Well, the funniest and actually most accurate way in my experience to understand position sizing is, hey, if your positional sizing is causing you an emotional reaction when you are in a trade, it's probably too high. It's very likely that it's way too high. In general, less is more. And you have to understand that what's going to allow you to be long-term successful is allowing the statistics of your strategy to play out in your favor. How do you do that? Well, you have to stay in the game for a long amount of time and get those iterations, of the trades that you're looking for. So how do you do that? Well, you don't blow all your fucking load in one trade, obviously, or multiple trades. The problem is that when people start using 10x leverage plus, if you start to lose your trades, which inevitably you will, because no strategy to my knowledge is 100% going to win out, your account can get eroded a lot faster than you can build it up in a lot of cases, especially, if your profit margins are on the slimmer side, obviously. So with that in mind, I have a general rule. I never want to go over 5x leverage on my real trading accounts. I mean, even then, that's kind of whoa, do I really need this right now? That's kind of a lot in my book. Anyways, people are going to have different answers for that, obviously, but a general guideline is your emotions for when you're in a trade. If you feel emotional about your trade, whether it goes in your direction or against you, probably time to lower the positional sizing. You want to generally be in a, if you're really coming at it from a professional sense, the general sort of guideline is, look, you want to never risk more than realistically more than 2% of your account on a single trade, at least in my opinion. If you lose 10% of your account, it's time to drastically change things around and stop and re-strategize. Your strategy is probably not too good. And 20%, you need to leave the market. That's just a general rule in my opinion. If you lose 20% of your account, you need to leave. This is whatever you're doing is obviously not working, and you have not gone through the rigmarole of testing your strategy, because if you're risking that amount, you're going to be a boom and bust trader most likely. So, and I don't know if this is your case at all. I'm just speaking in generalities here. So the other portion of that question is any advice for maturing and profit taking. Okay, so profit taking, well, that's a good problem to have. You want your problems to be good problems. And in this case, taking profits or having issues with taking profits or just trying to mature yourself in taking profits is good. So that first implies, we always run off the assumption here that you first have a strategy that you have back tested at least 50 to 100 times, and then also forward tested with a small dollar account, building up over time as you prove to yourself that it is successful. And then you have data and statistics built off that show you what you should be expecting. Okay, assuming you're doing that, when it comes to profit taking, ask yourself first, is this relevant? Is this even relevant for me? Really, because when it comes to profit taking, realize that if you are already profitable, you really don't want to make too many changes. And if you are going to make changes with profit taking, what you should first do is do the same iterations as to how you got your current winning strategy that is even putting you in this good problem to have anyways. So how do you do that? Well, you go back to your strategy. You might not need to necessarily back test things. You could maybe start off with another low dollar account and try whatever new sort of profit taking strategy that you're considering, because you've likely noticed with whatever strategy you're using, and you're considering that maybe I do need to be more aggressive or less aggressive with taking profits. You probably noticed that, you're asking that question for a reason. You need to go back into your data and see, okay, what other things might I be missing that are curtailing my P&L right here? And as I can see that there's maybe potential for more. Then start to test whatever theory that you have out. And I have to speak in generalities here because I don't know your specific strategy. But that might come alongside of, using a different indicator because you just find it more relevant to whatever you're doing. It might come alongside of maybe being more aggressive. For myself, I can explain my own strategies, obviously. For myself, I should just show you what I'm doing over here. Here is my actual trading chart. It's very, very simple, in fact. Call it the Krown cross. Very simple. And I go here to the hourly and 4 hours sometimes. And what do I do right here? Well, what do I see? Hey. Oh, there we go. I thought my screen died over there. All good though. Very, very simple, right? So, I look for my cross over here, 21 and 55. We start trending above the 9. Okay, that's good to enter. I'm entering in an all test to the 21 there. And then what do? Well, I like to be a lot more aggressive with taking profits. And I am very, very quick to take out at least 1/3 of my, position as soon as it's in profit. And how do I judge that? I judge that by two different metrics here. In this case, on upside moves, I sell whenever I see the PMARP gets, above 75 percentile because, yeah, it's probably going to go more, but I'd just like to realize some. Or if I see BBWP start to get above like 80 to 90 percentile, especially, I will take 1/3 off the table. Just that's a hard and set rule. Don't care what it happens. I just want to realize some. Still have like, a half to 2/3 of my position left in, still there. Then how would I do it after that? Well, in that case, I mean, a combination of things really, but I'm usually waiting for like a cross between the 9 and the 21, takes them off right there. Obviously, if things start to close below 55, I'm out completely. That's typically my risk management in these sort of scenarios right here. So when it comes to profit taking, you have to understand, I mean, it needs to be spoken about really within the context of your strategy. So hopefully what I'm saying is helpful, but the generic answer is, look, you need to go back. You're asking that question for a reason. And if you're asking that question for a reason, you've likely already noticed that you're not making the most out of what you could be doing. And so you need to now back test whatever your theory is that could be producing more in comparison to what you have right now. That'd be the proper way to go about it. And you kind of have to do that whole process over again. Which can be annoying, but at the end of the day, it should be also motivating because it's going to help out your bottom line at the end of the day. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go, sir. Did I do Litecoin? No, I don't believe I was asked about Litecoin either. Or at least I haven't gotten there. What's up, Marauder? Good morning to you. I don't see any message with that. Oh no, now I do. Check out SHIB. Yeah, we looked at that one. I mean, I'm always going to be skeptical of these meme tokens over here. Yeah, I got the big breakout out of its last major range, which I was wrong about yesterday massively. So, in this case, it's like, look, if this was a regular chart, I'd easily call a continuation of like 1750, maybe even as much as 1900. Because it's not, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I mean, can you run with that assumption? I guess so. Maybe use today's low as a bit of a invalidation point for something like that. Again, I do not feel confident trading like that myself on something like this. But I guess if you are looking to hold it for a while, I'd probably be looking somewhere around these areas over here, just around like 2,000 or so, give or take a little bit from that. Infinity, hey, what's up, man? Happy love to you as well, sir. Nice one. Infinity says super long term. You talking about Elliot's coin over here? Check it out. See what we got. Super versus the dollar. I think I've charted this one before. It's still relevant. Actually, yes, all these areas are still relevant. Looks like it's putting in a bit of a higher low right here on the daily. I'll be looking for this one to pop back up towards 74 cent short term. Above there, this thing's probably going to roll quite a fair bit. Let's see what the 5-day looks like. I mean, it's still kind of on the, it's definitely a laggard here, man. It's definitely a laggard, but I'll tell you where I'd get really excited about it. Back above 103 to be exact, especially on like a 5-day or a weekly closure. This thing can roll quite a fair bit. And I do happen to know that Elliot has plans for this thing. So, I mean, it's not just like a shitcoin that's been abandoned by their creator. 4 hours bullish as well. This one very likely moves up into the 75 cent region and probably continues from there if I had to guess. And just from what I understand right now, DeFi is kind of heating up a bit too. So fair enough, man. Again, back above about 10, if you're looking at a daily or 5-day, probably about 103 to 105 region, I'd be looking for this one to really go on a run and can easily get back up north of $2 or so long term. But it depends how long term you are there. So you did say long term. Yeah, that'd be kind of my pivot on that. Until then, it's just lower highs on a weekly, but I suspect that this one's going to be news driven or like actual fundamentally driven, because they actually are trying to, or it's not that they're trying to. And I don't think I'm saying anything like out of left field over here either. Maybe Elliot sends me a strong worded message later, but I'm pretty sure that, they're working on a crypto game that, that'll probably have integrations with that if I had to guess. Again, I actually don't know if that's true or not. Anyways, Mark Dotree says, good day, Sir Krown. What's up, man? Can we ask a general overview of the Aussie stock market? XAO. Okay. This is like the major index there. I don't think I've ever actually checked it. All ordinaries. All right. Let's check it out. Looking at a general overview. And if there's major differences with U.S. markets. Is there a major difference with U.S. markets? No, they're all kind of clinging to lows right now. Probably looking lower over time. This case, 72.25 or so. Do we bounce first? Yes, very likely. In fact, I think that's kind of what I already kind of had your bounces right here. Short-term bearish as long as you're below about 75.80 or so. Looking for a move down to 74, 75 or so. Break below there and yeah, send it down to the depths of hell. Down to somewhere around the weekly 55. Also, this little pivot over here, 72.50 or so. I think in general, world markets are correcting here, as I've been saying for a while. So it's interesting to see that crypto is not being affected by that. In fact, crypto is actually doing quite literally the opposite right here. And if anything, again, the weekly, 5-day, all higher term time frames for Bitcoin are bullish here, all of them. The only thing that concerns me is those damn fucking leverage ratios, man. People getting crazy with them. What's up, Mr. Sen? Would you check out Cardano? Sure. I think we looked at this one briefly earlier. You know, again, looking at something like this, man, it's definitely on the laggard side. If you're looking at 12-hour right here, you know, I do think that you could use 217 as an invalidation point and be generally looking for another move back to 228. Problem is, any sort of a failure around there, this is your next lower high and getting ready for a move down to $2. And below $2, this thing will fall apart to like the mid, like 150, 160 region. But for right now, you know, if you're just looking at the 12-hour right here, you actually do have a pretty easy trade. You know, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, this is a nice pivot at 118, I guess. 118, 119 on a closure, I guess. Short term might be a little more angled towards the upside, I suppose. Let's see what other, full hour says upside first, probably like 228, 229 region. And then above that last high that you saw on the 3rd of October, I'd be looking for this one to actually make a nice leg up towards $2.5. And that would start to look pretty damn good for the long term here. Until then, you know, 5-day says bounce here first, weekly says bounce here first, monthly, not great, but not terrible. Other than that, I'm seeing more signals of bounce here first, and can't really be bearish on this one below above about 218, let's call it. You know, for right now, I can kind of consider that as a higher low, and rest of the market looks like it wants to move up, so this one gets to get dragged up as well, it looks like. All right, what else we got, man? What else do we got? Serge Imhoff says Sol Phantasma. Okay, symbol SOUL. Is this crypto? It is, of course it is, and you're looking at an hourly. Bitcoin's going, baby. There she goes. You're looking at an hourly hidden bullish divergence, or is there hidden bullish divergence? Whoops, I'm on the wrong chart here. Over here. Do it one more time. My RSI right here. Byerly has it, so I'm imagining the hourly already does. Yep, it does. Yep, generally looking for a move back up towards 82 to 83 center, so short term. Looks good. Looks okay. Bitcoin kind of helping out the rest of the market too, so that is good. What's up, Shane? Can you check out Solana? Sure. We haven't done that one today. Let's check this one out. Let's check her out. Kind of the same thing, actually, on the short-term time frames. Sir, what's up? What's up over there? FTM or a nut. It will be nut and bust. Solana. Consolidating around the high side of the range. It's actually kind of a good setup right here, to be fair. On the 4-hour, we see volatility is on the lows. We see trend is obviously to the upside. The 4-hour RSI is going to give us... Yeah, let's go over here really quickly. Hey, wrong one. Hold on. Let me get rid of this chart. It's throwing me off. There. All right, sweet one. 146 pivot on the daily. 12-hour is showing 171. 4-hour showing what? 169.90. I do think it's going to try another upside move here. Probably does test around 170. If you start to see 4-hour closures above there, I'd be looking for another test of the top side of this rally thus far, which is 3rd of October, which is just under $1.80. Long term, again, just very, very good here long term. You know, very fucking good here long term. The question is, does this one play out another move to the downside of the range first? I suspect first try up. Start to fail. If start to fail below about 180, that's where it starts to get a bit more concerned for a move back down somewhere around about $1.50 to $1.45. Until then, generally good. Invalidation on this one for short-term upside below about 164.25. Probably looking for this one to trade a bit more sideways and up from here. What's up, Steve Potter? Welcome, sir. Welcome to the cave. Major Metacarp, nice name, man. YFI USD Coinbase 4-hour and daily. All right. Don't need to yell at me, sir. I know that you said Coinbase, but I'd like to go to an exchange that has more history, most likely, which is probably going to be Binance. Not a big fan of that one on the 4-hour daily. again, it's like you can't really be looking for downside on things when Bitcoin's up and moving towards $50,000 here. But I'd say that this one's definitely on the weak side, man, and I don't necessarily like it as long as it's below about 32,000. Any sort of weakness in Bitcoin, I'd be looking for this one back down to 28 in this case. Short term though, are we sitting a bit of a low here? Probably yes. Short term, I'd probably be looking for a move towards 30.80. Again, off the strength of Bitcoin here, probably does move back up towards 31.6, maybe even 32. But you are just working on lower highs right here as long as you're below about 32. So, be aware of kind of where you're at right now. If Bitcoin, Bitcoin were to reject, which, again, for short-term time frames, I mean, this is just continuation right here. I'm just talking about this as, as a potential. That's at the point where I'd be looking for that thing to come all the way back down to the prior range lows. Because this one, again, on the relatively weak side, short-term timeframes though are suggesting a bit, at least another test the upside. Where I would get bullish on this one, and bullish is not the right term, but where I would be looking for like a greater move to the upside is back above 32 on a daily, and then I'd be looking at a move back towards 35 and probably beyond. But until then, it's kind of hard to love on the daily there. Short-term timeframes are mostly sideways and going to require like a strong Bitcoin here for this one to really get going. And I suspect that this one's also like a reward token. So, same sort of thing there. It's like, it's hard for a lot of those ones to rally as people just, sell them for, their rewards basically. It's from what I gather, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true in this one's case. I know that's just true for the majority of them, of which I believe this is another like farming, thingy. What's up, John Dude? Morning, bro. Best wishes to you and Elsa. Best wishes to you as well, sir. I don't have any obscure coins for you today, but wanted to say hi and thanks for your daily vids. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Mr. John Dude. Thank you for that nice positive message, man. That's beautiful. That's lovely. Runham, what's up, man? Tesla? Sure. Okay. Yeah, we haven't looked at Tesla in like a week. What's the old Elon Musk coin doing over here? Looking good. We were bullish on this one the last we looked at it, and I'll still be bullish on it here too. The real question is, man, I mean, this one's holding up really, really well with the rest of the stock market kind of coming down hard here. Some people might look at this as a rejection right here. I actually would not. I look at that as a gap fill after a nice new high out of your prior range. That's actually a really good signal. There's really no reason, at least in my opinion, to be looking at this as a rejection as long as you're above 165. And technically speaking, we do have a technical target all the way up here towards $900 or so. Probably over time, I would say that you're also going to see a bit of a short-term pushback somewhere around about 820 or so. But generally speaking, a good chart, and I would be looking up into the right here. God damn, man, look at that. Look at the quarterly. Yeah, man, quarterly's bullish, man. I do think that this one generally moves back up towards $900 and probably beyond around end of year. I'd really be concerned about this one again below about, what was it, 750 or 740? Let's just call it 760 in this case. Nice and easy round numbers there. Mr. Kelso, what's up, man? Lots of countries moving to vax-only employment the 15th of October. Will this generate a lot of FUD for crypto or just WS, if any at all? You mean Wall Street? I don't know if it's going to matter, to be honest with you. The reason being because if that's already decided upon, then that's already likely being priced in, and we're probably seeing that right now. So if anything, I mean, based off like what's currently happening, it'd be good for crypto, if anything, perhaps, and obviously bad for traditional markets. And I think that there's a lot, stronger relationship with traditional markets. Crypto, I don't think that there's going to be too many crypto companies mandating something like that. Just kind of understanding the general crypto narrative. I think people mostly in crypto are going to be against, something like that. So I'm inclined to say the only relationship would really be with traditional markets, if there is going to be one. And I think that that's being priced in right now. Like we're seeing the markets being marked down, not just for that reason, amongst many other things as well. I mean, this is the pullback that we've been preparing for. I mean, I was talking about this in June, July, and we're getting it now. So this is, to be expected, especially after like just a fucking straight melt up, man. What's up, Eric Harrison? Will you give an analysis on algo from the 1 hour up? I mean, we already did this one, but we can go back to it really quickly here. I'm kind of getting to the end of this, and oh my god, we've been doing this for fucking 2.5 hours. What the hell? Elsa, give me a goddamn timer for the love of God. Hourly up, I'm looking back up towards 207. Daily, good. Above 212, I'm looking for a breakout to prior highs. Weekly, long term, good. Monthly, long term, very good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're at the end of this one, man. Goddamn. Check out Countdown on Netflix. Okay, I'm in for another documentary. Elsa calls documentaries documents. It's like, I would like to watch a document tonight. It's like, what the fuck are you saying? Oh, fair enough. All right, let's see. 24-hour stream, baby. I think my voice is about to shit out right now. Let's see. All right, do we actually have the same thing over here? Yeah, we do have a golden. I actually missed the golden cross on 4-hour here. Bitcoin tends to like those ones. All right, sweet. All right, let's wrap this bitch up. Here we have Bitcoin versus the dollar, and we do have continuations yet again. Bitcoin closing on new highs on this rally, looking pretty damn good, pretty damn strong. And I kind of reiterate the same thing that I said yesterday and the day prior. As long as Bitcoin's above 46 on a 12-hour or 46,500 on a daily, I do not really have any major concerns for price action, or at least I don't think I do have concerns for price action, although I do not believe that they are actionable. What are my concerns? They're mostly based off the underlying market dynamics over here. Leverage ratio starting to really creep up yet again to same levels that we saw from early September. Of course, also, our April highs as well, and several other highs in between there. And of course, global open interest also creeping up here too. They're not actionable just yet, but if the market does want to wash out some over leveraged traders, that would be kind of my trigger for that event, looking for, generally price action back down towards the low 40s. And then that would probably change a lot of things. But for right now, Bitcoin kind of climbing the wall worrying, looking, I suppose, good in this case. Looking at the daily right here, what do we see? We do see daily Joule still nice and up. We see daily volatility continuing to rise. We do have a higher high in price action. We don't necessarily have a higher low just yet. So at some point, this very likely will come back down and try to set in a higher low. Just hope that higher low comes in above 46 or 46.5. For what it's worth right now, daily RSI still good, although it's going to get its first test of the bullish controls in relatively soon. So probably is going to push back relatively soon as well. Again, that might be a lead into your higher low around that 46 level. Let's go in over here. Actually, let's do it like this. See what momentum is currently at right now. We do see hourly is going to be up and at 'em as long as above 49,600, which we are currently trading above right now. By the way, I forgot to mention this over here on the hourly right here. We do have hidden bullish divergence, also fresh playing out. I mean, lower term timeframes are bullish and very likely do reach again north of 50,000 or so. Full hour, what are you looking for right here? Up as long as above 47.7. Actually, let me go to CME just to make double sure. CME is up as long as above 49.8. Okay, fair enough. So we are trending right now. 12 hours up as long as above 46.6. Good. And daily is going to be very obviously up as long as above 42.5 as well. So, if you're bullish right now, which I don't really see a reason not to be, I suppose, all higher term time frames looking good here. 5-day is going to be closing on spot price action in a couple days here. CME is going to close tomorrow, actually at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Any sort of a closure really above this $48,000 level right here, I really don't think that you're going to see too much stopping you from, deep 50s after that point coming into later this month, perhaps. I mean, it's not going to be like a straight shot up, obviously, but generally speaking, I'd be looking for a nice float up there. Probably also in line, with the 1 spot 282 extension off the prior range that we're kind of working off of, and volume profile also going to be showing some activity in that region as well. I mean, very, 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 very little things going on in the low $50,000 region. So, do keep an eye on that as well. We are going back to the short-term timeframes over here. I would be looking for a short-term timeframe pullback if we get an hourly closure below, let's call it 48.8 in this case, looking for a move back down towards the point of control towards 47.5 or so. Again, not super concerning for the general long term, as long as we're above 46.5 pivot. Below there, that's where I start to look at all of the underlying market dynamics that's starting to be actionable. But for right now, Bitcoin showing some strength and probably puts the rest of the market on its back, or at least if the other coins have been strong, which several have, they're probably going to go for a nice little run here too. Other than that, what else am I missing right now? Yes. Let's see. So for general areas of interest, the upside on the short term on a continuation phase right here, I'd be looking somewhere around the top side trolling to bound on the daily. Going to be just around anywhere between about 50,500 to 51,000 bucks, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Other than that, pretty much same things as yesterday. I do think that there are some reasons to be cautious here, obviously, but again, not actionable for the same reasons that we postulated yesterday and on this morning's video as well. So with that said, I hope this one serves you well. Be back on tomorrow with the same analysis, same time, same place, same channel. With that said, take care, and until next time. Alrighty, sirs and sirs. Alrighty, sirs and sirs, I am absolutely wrecked as far as my voice goes. So you know what? I'm gonna have to wish you the best to you. Elsa's gonna wave to you in the background. It is absolutely dark as all fuck here too, man. Wow, that is insane. And it's 10:30 now too. Jesus Christ. Anyways, that said, I salute you. Take care, and see you hopefully very soon.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build